The world that you find yourself in is Invictus. It more so than that, you find yourselves in the town of Baylor. In this town, it's been small, mostly just a place where farmers have lived and have grown and have prospered. It's starting up. It's a frontier town. Here recently, the Guild, one of the driving forces over the last few years, just known as the Guild. Many offshoots of the Guild have come off of this one. You have Weavers Guilds, you have Smithing Guilds. They are all one conglomeration. But to join any of them, you have to join the IHA, which is basically a temp force. You start there. And as you start there, you then get to branch off to your desired targeted place that you would like to work in. The biggest draw in with the IHA or guilds in general is the fact that most of the time, if you can get in with them, you're set for life. It is the keystone to the civilization, and the biggest thing that has happened in the civilization in the last 100, 200 years is the formation of these guilds. And in this town, you've all walked different paths of lives and have ended up here. Some of you have been here waiting for your applications to be approved for weeks and some for months, as only a select group of them get accepted all in one go, as the practical tests take more than one person to perform them. Well, today was your lucky day. The last of you have joined. The last of you have gotten your applications approved, and your journeys can begin in earnest. You've been gathered at the main entrance of the IHA, and Serenor has beckoned you. He is the guild master. As he stands up straight, he looks at each of you. I would like to congratulate you all
on taking the first step towards greatness. Your guild applications have been approved, and we will be moving on to the practical portion of the process to ensure that you are capable of accomplishing tasks within the need of this guild. Tasks that you should not need constant supervision to perform. If at any time you feel that you are not capable of finishing these tasks, and you are not capable of finishing the tests that you are about to perform, please stop and come back here. The last thing we want here at the Independent Adventurers for Hire is a loss of life. However, understand that a failure to complete this mission will result in an immediate dismissal from the guild, and you will not be able to apply again for 1 year. Before I give you your assignment, I would like to go over everyone's applications. You can better know your team and understand whom you will be working with.
He then stops and looks at all of you. He grabs some papers from behind his desk, and he moves up forward. He goes around. I'm just making him go through because, you know, cinematics! He grabs all of his papers.
I believe that we had 6 of you join us, and 6 of you shall be going off on this mission. However, I've noticed one of you are missing. Has anyone seen... what is this chicken scratch? A Belfour.
Are you insulting my handwriting?
No, not peacock scratch. A chicken scratch.
Wait, I thought scratch was the food.
Scratch is another term for cash. Coin, money.
It is a term for cash, coin, money. It is also a euphemism for poor writing and jaundice.
Sorry?
Jaundice.
Who's John?
He is the king. Jaundice Scratch.
I'm so confused.
Do you want me to try and read whatever that sheet might say?
Yes.
As you come up next to him, he shows you. And you can tell that whatever this application is, unlike yours, which was neatly put together, This one looks like there was a name that started off as Belfa and then just trails off. Most of it can't be read or conceived. And go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception check as I squint my eyes to try and see what that might say. I know what button to click on this sheet. It is on the left-hand side, I think.
Oh, if you're looking at that. If not, you can go underneath skills.
Skills.
Up at the top.
Wow, that writing was really bad.
Yes, it has taken a while. Quite a long
hang
time.
on,
Someone needs calligraphy lessons. Won't we get done with this?
Would you like me to roll yours for you? I'm looking.
Yes, if you would.
Yeah, perception.
Miss,
for you.
can you even read? You're
Hang
staring
on,
at
I
that
got
paper
this.
for a long time.
You don't
I
have to
just
be
forgot
rude.
my glasses.
I'm not being rude. I'm just being observant.
It does seem like a legitimate question at the moment.
Here, I'm going to hand it over to Pavoni on the side. Could you read this?
But of course, let me take a quick look.
Yes.
Barbaric.
The question is, can you read?
It is truly barbaric, but one of you is missing. The colorful one. Not your kind of colorful. Well, actually, quite like you, Pavoni. He is most decadent.
We have a lot of red, so any other color maybe.
Purple. Gold. Actually, Pavoni, now that I think about it, quite like yourself. Except for he had little
Take it as an
horns.
Insult.
He was very fanciful.
So it's another bird.
No, he had horns upon his head.
Well, some birds have horns.
The last time I saw...
What kind of bird are you looking at?
The ones with horns.
Language.
It is true, though. Some birds do have horns. The abyssal chicken being one of them.
They're feathers. It's a plume.
I thought that was a crown.
Either which way, the last time I saw him, he was sleeping in one of the bedrooms. Would one of you please check the bedrooms and bring him to us?
So I don't fetch.
No,
Which bedroom?
you, Miss Jocasta, the one that could not read at the beginning. Would you please go fetch him?
Sure, yeah, I could do that. I'll go ahead and whisper an aside to the party. Do you guys recall where the bedrooms are at? I missed that.
He does a short bow and raises his left hand.
Just this way. That is...
Wait,
It is your other left. That is not correct.
Other left.
That is a bar.
Totally not nervous about, failing this test and being barred from joining the guild for like about a year.
But he was pointing.
But he was pointing.
Pardon me for saying this, but it seems that Jocasta may be, as they say, weak in the upper story?
I think the word you're looking for is slow.
All right, Jocasta. As
Maybe
you
it's a
reach
hack
the
thing.
hallway, you see two doors. One to your north, one to your south.
Oh no, does one of them tell the truth and the other a lie?
Yes, and one asks you what color your shirt is.
I mean, it's mostly red.
It's the door to the south.
Yeah.
There you go. As you look upon these, you see several doors with several rooms. As you barbarically going through, opening them, you find a very sleepy man, person in one of the beds.
Not here, not here.
Are you continuing to open up all the doors?
Wait, did I already see them?
Yeah.
Ah,
I don't even need a perception check, By the way, Max, your stealth roll is on fire right now. Your passive stealth.
Oh, it was this door. I knew. I thought I
Turns
saw
out
something.
blankets give advantage on hide checks.
It's just a lump. There's nothing there.
Hey, Bell? No, my gosh.
Are you being loud, or are you being trying to?
Yeah, like I'm whisper shouting at you, but I guess I'm gonna have to step inside.
I'm
and,
whisper
take you
shouting?
away. Well, I mean, they are asleep. I don't want to be rude. Hey. Go ahead and gently nudge them awake.
5 more minutes, please.
I think we're actually past the start time. James, what is your name? Bell something.
Bell's fine. Why are you in my room? And he just kind of gets up out of the bed, just rubs at his eyes.
Right now I was called over here to bring you with by Serenor because we're starting the initiation for the test to join the guild. It'd be kind of like everybody there.
Test?
Yeah.
Initiation?
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah, I mean, aren't you joining the guild? Isn't that why you're taking a room and board here?
I thought the room was free.
Up to a point, but after a while they want you to start giving back.
Are they gonna kick me out if I don't go?
Yeah, and if you fail, you'd probably end up getting kicked out for about a year.
Okay. He just kind of slumps shoulders. Gets out of the bed.
Splendid. Oh, come on. Go ahead and lead Belphegor over to where Serenor is.
As that
it's
was
very slow.
As that was happening, you guys were all just standing there at attention. Serenor said nothing. Not a word.
I was sitting on the
no.
floor.
Pavoni is just cleaning his nails.
Johanna has stolen
just-
Jocasta's seat, standing place.
What?
Tal's been tapping her feet, just impatiently waiting. Rolling her
There was an
eyes.
empty space. It had to be filled.
Go ahead, stand at attention, salute. Serenor, here we are, Belphegor.
Belphegor!
Rubbing at his eyes, and he doesn't even wave at you all. You actually see a spectral hand kind of come out of his back, and it waves for him. Good morning.
It's
Thank-
4 in the afternoon.
Good morning, little girl.
It's 4 in the afternoon?
Well, yes, and thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. Miss Popper, please join me. You'll see this little girl wearing... Well, she appears to be little in stature, not little as in age.
You're still robot.
Perfect. You see this little girl come around. Little is in stature, not little is in age. She's wearing robes that cover her from head to toe, black hair, blue eyes, very ethereal. And she pulls down her mask, but only for the edge of her mouth to be appear, and she whispers something at Serenor. All of you, make me a perception check.
You got it.
Excellent.
Can I do it?
Excellent.
Starting off strong.
We gotta get the
Doing great.
bad rolls out of the way.
You were saying?
Wait, no, that's not what we wanted.
What? I'm doing my job.
Pavoni and Z-File, you hear her whisper as she comes up. I don't think that he will last very long. He's only here because he paid an exorbitant amount, sir. The rest of them hopefully will not fail because of his presence.
I see.
Sounds great.
Pavoni raises an eye feather but says nothing.
Well, thank you all for joining and waking up for the event. Now, to get to know your team a little bit better.
He shuffles a couple of his papers that look like your applications.
Mr. Pavoni, a well-indeed tax collector and a wonderful cleric. You shall be the leader of this group as you go out. You have the highest marks and the most renown within the group thus far.
Oh, please do go on.
Have you ever ran a group of adventurers before?
Twice.
And how did those go?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Were they successful? Did you lose anyone? Have you been able to successfully do a mission or a job without failing?
Oh, yes, quite successful. Both times. But one guy did end up losing, what was it, a finger?
Only a finger. Well, that isn't too bad. I'm sure you could reattach it with your powers.
Oh, that was the easy part. We had two who lost a leg.
And did they regain it?
Well, once they got it back from the dog, yes.
Are you sure he should be our leader? Just checking.
That's a concerning track record.
I mean, I like my limbs.
Ah, this is Zephyl. I see that you've come very far away to join us. Since you are asking these questions, have you had any encounters with missions or running people, being in charge of one's lives? Zephyl.
Not really. I was just maybe suggesting somebody who hasn't been in charge of people losing limbs. That's all.
Oh, in this world, I believe the loss of a limb is something easy to be fixed.
For some. Not for me, maybe.
And please, they only lost limbs because they got very uppity with their protection money.
Uppity, huh? I don't see where they would get that from.
Let us make sure that none of us lose a limb while we're out here today, correct?
That sounds incredibly unpleasant, so yes.
Always a goal.
I see you, Miss Johanna. You are from the White. You have studied the arcane arts, have you not?
Yes, I have.
Splendid! We very rarely get one such as you within this. I myself was born naturally within them. I could not imagine having to train to learn.
Yes? Oh.
Why?
I won't.
Why did you leave, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, there was something I had to do.
Did you have to go grocery shopping?
What?
You had to do
If
something.
we're going shopping, I have a list.
No, we're not going shopping right now.
You're no fun.
It's... What? Why would I leave the White just to go shopping?
You know, you may want to go shopping. Your gear is looking a bit tattered.
I'll say.
I don't know why you addressed me.
I addressed you because you were the one speaking, and I believe that you had something to offer our group. As one of the arcane arts are a rare form, and everyone should be quite pleased to have you around. Unless you are here to make trouble.
I'm mostly here to survive for now. And I'll try to keep everyone else intact.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And if you ever need any tutelage, you can find me here. Next. Excuse me. Miss Jocasta, would you please kick Belle?
What? Oh, Belle. Bell. I'm going to go ahead and nudge Bell just gently enough to wake them up.
I was about to say, unarmed strike, let's go.
Oh,
No.
Punch him in the face.
Break his jaw.
Jesus, people.
I must
doesn't
have
have to
fallen
die.
asleep.
Am I boring you, Mr. Bell?
Yeah.
Honesty is something that I cherish, and I appreciate that. You keep it up, and there may yet be a spot for you around here. Bellful.
Oh, really? Bell's just fine.
If you don't die, that is. Not by me, though. Hopefully you don't. We haven't had a death in... Oh, what are we up to now, Bobkin?
And the little gnome pulls down her scarf and whispers, can I get perception checks again?
I see how it is.
Bell and Pavoni, you hear her say, we haven't had a death in 6 days, sir.
Oh, 6 days is a long time.
Oh, that's an easy record to beat.
We do not want a death. A death will lighten our numbers and make sure that we are not qualified and satisfied with our upbringing and having enough to steadfast these lands. It is my wish.
You misunderstand. By easy number to beat, I mean not die. 6 days is easy to survive.
I
Oh.
think I slept for 6 days.
Oh, Bell, you'd sleep for 6 days and be fine.
I believe he has slept for 6 days.
Actually, what day is it?
Why do you look so tired if you've been asleep this whole time?
He just kind of shrugs. I don't know. I get tired easily.
Well, speaking of you, Mr. Balfour, your sheet here is a little incoherent. Why don't you tell us about you? What brings you here, and what do you offer the group?
Well, I walked in and they said that there were rooms. I just had to fill out a paper, and so I did.
The girl standing next, you don't have to roll this time, quite loudly says, money! and then puts her scarf
and
back
I
up.
handed them money. They said they wanted some, so I just kind of put a bag down.
Yes, very much so. He brings money towards your group. That's a very valuable thing to have. Joe,
The only one.
Bother me in my room.
with that we have Miss Jocasta. Jocasta is a wonderful, wonderful soothsayer.
Mm-hmm.
And from the farmlands, I believe you grew up not far from here.
Yes.
You have the most stock, if you will, within all of us succeeding here, and this growing up to be a very big and strong venture. Are you not?
Stock. Finger guns. Well, yes, that is certainly the intent. I am nimble. I know my way around, like a medicine kit here and there, and I'd like to not die as well, and keep the party alive with me. At least that's the general idea.
To your finger guns, he finger guns back.
Everybody here is so negative. Why all the talk of death?
I do not know. Like I said, it is something we prepare not to have.
If you're prepared not to have it, then why worry about it?
Because it is
You have a history of loss of limbs?
Oh, it was only twice.
Well, she has a
We have
point,
2
though.
legs, so twice is too many.
Oh, please. We just call him Peggy now.
I mean, a wing without 2 wings is a flightless bird. Just saying.
Really, nothing
Pavoni
on
just
Peggy?
squints.
Peggy just fucking killed me over here. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The loss of 2 limbs.
Before or after she lost the limb?
No, his name was Paul first.
Oh,
What?
I believe his wife gave him the name Peggy.
I don't get it.
Oh, we all know that to be true.
Very good, sir. And to your point, the loss of 2 limbs is a lot if you only have 2, but if you have, say, 8, the loss of 2 limbs is hardly a scratch.
I don't think I like this math.
It is undeniably the best math there is. But who am I to argue with one such as you, who grew up with such the tutelage of the white behind them? But I digress. We go on to the final. Miss Paul. I believe you, behind Mr. Pavoni, may be the most experienced here, are you not?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Sure.
And you are one to sulk in the shadows and make sure things get taken without the demise of the person guarding them, are you not?
That is correct. I am light on my feet and quick with my hands.
There
You're
is
a
some...
cobbler?
Yes, you can say that, sure.
Sounds like a cobbler to me.
Does a cobbler make shoes?
Yes,
Yeah.
very
Or do
good,
they
Bell.
put
You're
the
learning.
cobbles in the street.
I'll tell you what, if this is a success, I will find you a cobbler. Maybe a peach one.
The shoemaker or...
Could you make that too?
Now the food are very, very nice, and Mrs. Robin makes a delicious cobbler. Either which way.
Find you all the pairs of shoes that you want.
Oh,
No,
if we're
hang on,
taking
that's-
orders for food, can I put in a request for fruit?
I said shoes, not food.
You eat shoes, but I won't be one to judge.
I feel like we've lost this.
We've lost the plot. Now,
Why would
That's a
someone
plot?
eat shoes?
because they're starving, Mr. Bell, not everyone has money, and sometimes the leather of the shoe is the only thing to satiate one's appetite.
Yes, they call it boiled jelly.
Some studies suggest that people will eat anything when they're hungry enough.
His
Absolutely
his
anything.
eyes squint over at Jocasta.
Food is all around.
Wait, what?
His eyes squint. All right.
Well, with all the introductions out of the way, let us begin with what our first mission is, and the final test into becoming one of the guild and setting up yourselves for the civilized world. It is a very easy task, a very simple one. Mr. Moisture, one of the merchants, on his way here, was attacked at night, last night, and much of his merchandise was stolen. He has put in a request, very simple one, for you to stop these things that are out there hunting on the road's end. Now, he told us that these were mites and dogs. He, however, is sitting over in the lounge area in the tavern if you wish to speak with him before heading out.
What was his name again?
Moisture Leighton.
Moista.
Moisture.
Moista?
Humidity?
Moisture?
Why is he so moist?
You would have to ask him.
Sounds like a wet ordeal.
Bit of a wet blanket.
Perhaps he's from the bog.
That's so good. I love a dad joke. It kills me.
Well, whenever you are done with the task, come back here. I shall go over whether it was a success and any notes that I would like to take upon it, and we will move from there. You will be scored on a various array of things. Do not worry about it any much. But please do your best to ensure that it is done in the most efficient of ways.
The spectral hand comes out
Can
of
we have a
Bell's
rod?
back again. and kind of holds it up like he's asking a question.
Yes, Mr. Bell.
Do I have to go on this mission?
You do not have to, but if you do not go on the mission, you would have to leave.
Okay.
Either which way you are going to be exiting that door. Anyone else have any questions?
Jocasta also raises her hand.
Yes, Miss Jocasta.
Right, so the mission is to stop thieves on the road, is that correct?
That is it. And retrieve the merchandise that the merchant has lost.
I was going to ask about that, whether we can keep the goods or not, but... Alright.
I believe that he would much like them back. If the mission is a success, we will talk about payment for your deeds.
Alright, that's acceptable.
So when you say stop the thieves, are we talking like, no, bad thieves or,
Like permanently stop.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say dead or alive, so, you know, stop as we see fit.
Miss Bobkin has said we haven't had a death in 6 days.
They mean everybody's death? They're just...
Have you been counting the targets?
Of course.
But...
Wait, so nobody dies?
We try not to let it happen. Sometimes it gets away with us.
It is a dog, right?
What about a dog?
The more specifics upon the mission can be asked by Mr. Moiston.
Moista, yes. On it. Thank you.
You have it. You are dismissed? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Are we going to have to rent a wagon to put a bed for Bell in it?
That is up to Mr. Bell.
He's got a pillow. He'll be fine.
Yes,
He'll be
who would pull the wagon?
If you have the coin, you can rent a horse and wagon.
Why not just rent an ox?
Because all I have is horse.
What kind of guild is
Stab
this?
him every now and then.
A guild without dogs.
That would keep him away.
She has a very interesting point. You could indeed stab him every now and then.
Won't that just lead to death, and then the days will be set?
Not if you use leeches.
Or if you stab in the right
stab
places.
with a leech?
I mean, a frozen leech, yes.
I believe you can stab with anything.
Can you
Mr.
stab
Senar?
with a lunch rock?
You know, I knew a
question.
man who got stabbed to death with a stack of papers.
I don't believe you.
Anyway.
Miss Jocasta, you had a question.
Are we going to have any sort of like material support from the guild to help us complete the mission? Like say maybe some sort of medicine kit or maybe some armors or weapons or
You have not officially joined. This is your test to perform. Any such subsidizings would come after. We provide room and board and drink for you. Your supplies come from your coin.
Are we allowed to purchase supplies before heading out?
Oh, 100% yes. The merchants are open and always ready for coin.
I guess we know who'll be fronting those bills.
Tal looks around and thinks, gosh, we seem like we should be able to handle this ourselves.
Yes, Mr. Bell.
Is there gonna be some lot of walking involved?
I believe the place that he mentions is a small canyon that the road leads between. It is about a 4-mile walk.
4 miles? Okay. Can someone carry me?
If you can't walk, you don't get your room when we come back.
I mean, 4 miles? That's like, what? An hour for you walking?
An hour?
Can you not keep up?
I can probably keep up.
Maybe an
Better-
hour and a half?
Better question, can you heal yourself if you accidentally get stabbed?
He thinks for a bit, and then shakes his head. No, I think I'll
that's
just
enough.
die.
Could you not use your astral hand to drag you there?
It's not very strong.
Ah, I see. I see.
Do we need this
Ah.
guy?
Jocasta can just carry Belle.
Wait, what?
You know what?
Look
I'm
at you.
okay
You
with
grew
that.
up on the farm. Look at those
You've got,
arms.
yeah, you've got muscle.
Well, I mean, yes, but
See,
Well,
problem solved. This is why you
we-
have me to do the thinking.
You are very stout indeed, Jocasta.
I swear that's a height thing.
I mean, you're kind of tall, but I wouldn't ask anybody to carry that one around.
Oh yeah, okay, I only have to do it until we finish the task, and after that we'll be in the guild, and then it'll all be over. Okay, sure, fine, okay.
Worst case scenario, we can just use him to protect us from a
Do
rain
we
of
have
arrows.
to complete this as a group to be in? Or if one of us fails it, they're out?
This is a group assignment. More than likely, as you do work for the guild, you will be part of a group. It is part of the test, but if one of you does fail, it does not mean all of you will not pass. It does, however, mean that a group scoring shall be lowered.
Oh, well, that possibly cannot do. You see, we have perfection here.
Do we?
I mean, I can work with that.
Well, I'm over here, but
Oh, I was talking about myself, not you.
haven't you led to people dying? And
Oh, no,
losing limbs?
nobody died.
Did you check in on them afterwards?
Yes. Did you?
I don't know them.
Exactly.
Well, Pepperoni, you seem to be really good at talking. Let's go talk.
Pepperoni! I beg your pardon.
I'm sorry. It's a weird enunciation. I didn't mean to
Say
offend.
it with me. Pavoni.
Pavlov.
Yes. You all seem
Pepperoni.
very good at talking.
Savoni.
Beep,
Pascal.
beep, you have,
Zamboni.
beep, you have inspiration.
Worth it.
I'll take it.
I love it. All right, with all the squabbling and whatnot, Serenor, he bows.
I'm sure you will all do fine. Your worries shall be settled. You will all look very capable of handling yourselves. Now, I am always here and happy to help and to give out any counsel that I can. However, I do have tasks that I need to attend to. Like I said, Mr. Moistion is over in the tavern if you wish to speak to him. If not, the place that you are looking for is the beginning mouth of a canyon where there is mountains on the left and mountains on the right. It is where they are trying to take people's things night after night. With that, I bid you a good-do.
Gesundheit.
Good do.
Good do to you too.
Cock-a-doodle dip. Got you.
I guess we're
Are
back on
you
the phone.
fucking with me?
It's a
I
fair
thought
question.
I
you're not a
mean,
peafowl.
I'm not into that kind of play.
Oh, I didn't insinuate that. Are you making fun of me?
No, you have such a foul mouth. I didn't know what you were insinuating at all.
Oh, mouth!
I know.
Listen, you short stack.
And your point is?
Ah, it's not worth it.
You do seem like a bit of a bird brain.
Why, thank you.
It's
I was
good
just
to
saying
meet
you
you
are
all.
good at talking, and we could go talk to Mr. Moistia.
Yes, Mr. Moisture.
You
Said it
should
was
probably
at
bring a
bar,
towel.
right?
I'm excited to work with you all.
Yeah.
You seem very much
Yeah.
so.
Clearly.
Excited.
Joe
It's nice to
Costa,
meet you,
give
Miss
me a
Bell.
strength check to pick him up.
Hold on.
How much does Bell weigh?
I'm about to
No,
look. That's
probably
gonna set the
more.
DC.
Not much at all.
Oh.
Right now he is 68.8 pounds. That's his.
Is that including his equipment?
No, that is just his equipment.
Jesus.
That is not him.
How tall
tall
is
is he?
Bell?
But with
He's like 5'5".
with a dirty 20, like a sack of potatoes, you
That's like 160 something.
scoop him up and put him over your shoulder, and you carry him like he's like a sack of potatoes.
Thank you.
He'd be around 140 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, you just made that look easy.
Well, he's also lazy and doesn't do anything and might not even be eating.
True.
He eats. It's one of his
So,
2 favorite things.
Maybe 20 pounds off that, and it's still like under 200. It's realistic for somebody with strength school like that, I think.
Bell, the first thing I'm buying you are skates or a chair with wheels on it.
You want to make a skateboard?
I have a question.
Like in general?
Oh, in character?
No, I'm in character.
Oh, okay.
What?
Did we ever get what Mr. Moisture looked like?
You could just look for somebody who's dripping wet.
I think I could probably pick him up from way over here.
Why did I get? Why did I
yell
get
out?
laughter?
Say, hey, Mr. Moisture, who are you?
You want to talk about it?
Looks around bar.
The one who stands out the most.
I was
see
like,
him.
this is easy.
Pavoni, he's... Please
Let's
hurry.
play Spot the anime protagonist.
I think it's that guy. He
The
seems
box
The guy
pretty
with the wet
moist.
hair.
No, he points over. He points over to.
That's completely
He
off.
points over
I was
to
like,
L from Death
How did
Note.
Elle get here?
Oh, from Death Note. I need to hear this. So we just approach this stranger. A lot of red approaches the stranger.
Pavoni, get over here.
Ah, fine. You seem to be
You're-
doing well without me.
You
Excuse
like
me?
to talk. I'm giving you an opportunity. That's all.
Did you guys take my mission?
Stranger on the shoulder.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Moisture, is it?
Yeah. You guys take my mission?
You had a run-in with bandits, ruffians, and other marauders?
Yo, baby, let's go! You took my mission!
Yes,
You need
yes,
a bat?
yes. Now, please, sit back down.
Oh, I just haven't been this excited since they introduced sex toys down at the carnival. You know what I mean?
Quite, yes, yes, I know, I've seen them. But, we need a bit more... Did Belle fall asleep on the table?
I had
Oh,
put
he's the
Bell down,
cutest
but
little kid.
immediately
Look at him.
picked him back up and stepped away from Mr. M.
Pavoni just backhands Belle.
Can I have it on?
Johanna has completely vacated his premises after that comment.
That's what do you? Why? Where'd you go?
To the table.
Oh, okay. All right.
A
All
different
right.
table.
Pay
Completely distant
attention,
from him.
Belle. We'll need to know this.
Okay, so you guys all took my mission. Let's go. That's so good. I love that. It's hella good.
Yes. So we were told that the incident happened in a canyon. Is that correct?
As you're coming into the city, they attacked. Like wolves through the night. They just blinked, took your shit, fucked you like your grandma, and we're off to the night.
That's a very vivid description. Now, how far into the canyon did they ambush you?
Oh, probably at the mouth of it. I was just about to come out. You know, just like I came out of my lady last night. I was about to come out.
I'm going to need you to stop right there. I did not inquire about your love life. I just merely wanted to know about how you got jumped.
Hey, I'm just trying to describe to you everything that happened. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of razzmatazz, a little bit of bon voyage. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do appreciate it. Though there is a bit of overboard. And at that point, Pavoni just kind of fans his tail feathers.
You know, seeing a guy like you really does get me hot. It gets me hard. You know what I mean?
Thank you, but you're not my type.
But I can be.
We'll agree to disagree.
All right, so here's the situation. Coming in late at night, riding my horse, you know, hymen not broken. We're going. Got the carriage behind me.
Riding your horse like you're riding your wife.
So you watched me last night, huh?
No, you're not that interesting to me.
Then how would you know I rode my wife like that?
Call it an educated guess.
It's a true educated guess. You're right. I like you. I like you. I like you. Anyway.
Pavoni just smirks with his mighty 8 intelligence.
So, anyways.
The mouth of the canyon, was it toward the city or away from the city? Were you on the far side or the close side?
Close side. About to get through. They got me. They got all my stuff. They spooked my horse. I think they took it. They had everything. I ran for my life. Look, it was only one me, and it was these little, I don't know what the hell you want to call them. They had hoods on.
You were traveling alone. You didn't have any compatriots or an insurance? No mercenaries?
No, that cost money.
Well, how much of the value was in your goods? What was the value lost? What were you transporting? Pavoni backhands Bell again.
Okay. I was traveling with probably about several thousand worth of goods. However, I've never been attacked before. That, you know, that insurance, although you're talking about like the mercenaries and stuff like that. Come on, my guy. We live in a different era. That's old school thinking. These days, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. Insurance companies are frauds. They are frauds. You give them your money, right? Nothing happens, and then you just lost your money. I can't tell you how much coin I've spent on mercenaries for nothing to happen. It's a fraud. Don't even do it. Don't even bother with them anymore. It's better.
Pavoni just leans his elbow on the table and stares at him. You do realize you could have wrote that off as an expense and made some money back off of that, yes?
Oh? How do you do that?
Oh, it's very easy, but that's a tale for another day. Continue, though.
Okay, well,
you said you were transporting goods, you lost about several thousand, you got jumped, and you ran for your life. They took everything, even the kitchen horse.
Even the horse. I was planning on getting busy with her that night, too. It was a shame.
The horse?
She's my wife.
Ah, so part of this mission is getting your wife back, too. Pavoni just kind of side-eyes Jocasta in minor disgust.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can get her. You know what? I do have a life insurance on her, so it's not all that bad. I would like her back, though. She's a really good wife horse. It saves me a lot of money. Don't have to rent them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, gentlemen? You got to... Why buy the milk when you get the cow for free? You know what I mean?
Pavoni chooses to ignore that statement. Anyways, did you see how many jumped you? Or were you too busy running and screaming?
Now, there was 4 of them. Like I said, came out of nowhere, just in a flash.
Mm-hmm. And did you see what they were armed with? Or were you too busy just abandoning your wife horse?
I was a little bit too busy, I'm going to be honest with you. I may have been under the influence. But keep that between me and you. Hush, hush. Shh. Don't let anyone know. I don't want the fuzz to find out. I can't afford a DUI these days. I get one more DUI, I may get kicked out of the guild.
I mean, was it alcohol or halfling's leaf?
It was a devil's lettuce.
Ah.
Have you ever had it?
Oh, no, I don't partake. It ruffles the feathers.
Oh. I look, not for me to want to tell anyone how to do their job or anything like that. But, you know, at the end of the day of long gilding, it's nice to toke back a couple little, and you see the stars. You just you fall into a sleep and you have these visions.
I don't need to see the stars when they follow me.
That's the nicest thing I've ever heard anyone say about their companions. You guys are his stars.
Wait, what?
You follow him, don't
makes
you?
An intelligence check to put 2 and 2 together.
Jesus Christ.
I was just thinking about tea. What's going on?
Pavoni misses the statement.
Okay. You know what? It's a tough crowd around here. We don't always get it. Look, it's usually around midnight. You go out there. The things may end up jumping you. I hear it's been happening a lot here recently. And, just take care of them. Get me my stuff back. I'd like my wife, too, if you could find it.
Very well. Now, were you traveling with 1 wagon and 1 horse?
Yeah, 1 wagon, 1 horse. If I ever had 2 horses, the wife got jealous,
I see. Is there anything else we should know that I may have missed to ask?
Oh, ask him again about the armors.
I gotta turn that off so I stop hearing your fucking dice. Yeah, I gotta do that at some point because every now and then he's just throwing dice, and it's gonna be a pain to edit out.
Pavoni, ask him about the weapons they were carrying.
I did ask him about the weapons that the bandits had. He said he didn't see them.
Wait, what? Then how was the held attacked with?
As soon as he was jumped, he ran away screaming like a small child.
Like a bitch.
Oh. Huh.
Were you not paying attention, Jocasta?
Maybe.
See, even Belle pays more attention than you. Hello, do you have anything in there? Pavoni raps on Jocasta's head.
Ow.
You said you had the stars follow you, but these seem to be very dull stars.
Oh, please. My stars are vibrant and bright.
Well, wonderful. So you're going to bring me my stuff back, right?
Oh, but of course. Whatever's left of it, if they haven't pilfered, sold, or fucked it.
Oof, don't talk about that. I'm getting hard just thinking about it.
Yes, keep it in your pants.
It's hard to do when your wife is as hot as mine. Don't fuck her.
And not my speed.
She is pretty fast.
Only for you.
And she's the fastest horse around, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we have most of the info that we need. We're going to go ahead and pick up Belle. All right, Belle, come on. I think we got enough.
Pavoni backhands Belle again.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, why'd you do that?
I was going to get tea for me and Belle. He needed some caffeine, it seemed.
Oh, tea doesn't have caffeine.
Oh,
it doesn't?
It's a perky thing. It makes you go burr.
Caffeine?
As that slap. By the way, give me just a performance check. I just want to hear how loud that slap was.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Or an unarmed attack, something. I just want to hear it. I mean, it's not like your hits actually hurt.
I can't unarmed attack because I need a target, so I'll inflict damage. I'll do performance.
You can do Bell. It won't inflict damage since you have a negative in strength.
I don't think that's how that works, but...
It is here.
Okay. Do I heal because it's negative?
No.
Oh.
It's not a healing. All right, that was
17.
That was a pretty big whoopah as it rings through. You hear and see someone come out of the kitchen. They poke their head as they hear it, and they see a big red hand on Belle's face.
Oh, why'd you do that?
My apologies. I got a
was
little bit too
away.
riled up.
With that, you hear, "Well, hello, dearies. Well, it looks like you might need a little bit to pick me up before you go out on your missions."
Oh, hello there.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Miss Robin. It's so nice to meet you. I'm the cook around these parts, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of a pick-me-up, maybe something to keep you...
Pavoni just narrows his eyes. Robin?
Yes, Robin. Oh, don't mind me, dearies.
Z's eyes will widen a little bit. You got anything hot back there? This shit's gonna kill me.
Oh, I've got my grandmother's recipes. It's hot teas and beeswax. It shall soothe your throat in no time.
Maybe a bit of whiskey in there.
Just a snippet of whiskey?
Sounds like my cup of tea.
Ooh, I'll take some tea.
Earl Grey hot, right, dearie?
Yes, but no whiskey for the sleepy one. He needs all the extra oomph he can get.
Oh, I think I have something to keep him awake. It might not last for long, but it'll keep him spry in the moment.
I like this one. Can we keep her?
Ma'am?
Keep me spry. What?
Yeah. Don't you worry, Mr. Bell. I'll take care of you. Don't you worry. Yes, Jocasta, right?
Yes, that is correct. Do you have anything to munch on, like on the way there? Maybe some treats or breads?
I've got some pepper bread that will set your heart ablaze.
Pepper bread? That sounds spicy.
Oh, it's not. It's sweet. It's made with bell peppers.
Oh.
It is.
Hey, Bell. They're made out of you.
Huh?
It is one of my grandchildren's favorites. He too was named Bell.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Wonderful. Give me a moment. I'll go get everything for you. Oh,
Can we get an extra one? I think there's one of our members is missing. Where did they go?
She's, just looking around, I think.
Did she
I don't
seem
see
like
her in the
she
inn.
was lying when she said her grandson was named Bell?
Pavoni is
Okay.
just glaring in the distance that Miss Robin left.
It seems
What's the
like
matter,
she was lying.
Pavoni? She seems very sweet. Don't make faces. It's not suiting of you.
Are you
She's no
okay,
Robin.
Pepperoni?
well,
Well,
would you guys like
Pavoni,
give? Okay,
I don't think
give.
it's a...
Can I have give me perception checks from everyone who cares to do so about Miss Robin?
Oh, you know I care.
Wait, I can't.
I
do
just
that.
like her no matter what. It's okay.
Bell and Jocasta. That's a man.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Pavoni's issue was that
If she's going
they
by
were
Miss, I'm
insinuating
calling her Miss.
that they were insinuating they were Robin. They're not Pavoni. They're not an actual bird. It's just a name.
Oh, true. Oh, this was for something else. Pavoni. Well, that's why Pavoni's 11 didn't. His question didn't proc.
Ah.
As this query about Mrs. Robin has subsided with the group, she comes back. Dearies, I have everything for you. Rations, one and all. There are 6 small loaves here for you of the pepper bread, 1 cup of Earl Grey hot with whiskey and beeswax, and 1 cup of Earl Grey hot extra sweet for Belle.
She's just gonna
thank
give
you,
Miss-
extra
Miss
sweet.
Robin
That's
a
just
hug.
how I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss
Appreciate it.
Robin. You're the
Thank you.
sweetest.
Oh,
Thank you,
dearies.
Mr. Robin.
It is Miss Robin.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you guys be off. Be careful. Be careful. Don't let anyone fall behind. Everyone as a group, single file, all together.
I'll be back for more tea later.
Chef, is this tea exactly how I like it?
Yes, exactly how you like it.
Oh,
Yes.
so good.
You're all going to do wonderful and great. I have faith in all of you. So proud, so proud.
Wait, how do we get out of here?
His spectral hand waves.
Towards the east.
Thank you.
So I'll follow somebody who knows where they're going. I'm a little directionally uncoordinated. I tend to walk around and
We'll just do
very certain.
we'll do a bit of a
wander too.
we'll do a bit of a jump scene. Does anyone want to go to any of the markets real quick before you guys head out?
well, some of us aren't.
I
made of
would just
money, so.
like to look for basic adventuring gear items if possible.
Oh, that's fine. You want me to drag all you guys down to the merchants so you guys can spend your coin if you have
need
any?
anything,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pepperoni?
We'll
I
get there
have
when we get there.
Stuff.
We'll get there when we
Well,
get there.
If we were to be prepared and not willing to pay the blood price, I would recommend at least a bit of healing kits in case one of us gets nicked, stabbed, or eviscerated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
So
don't
who
have
here
one of
knows how
those.
to use them?
Or a lost limb or anything, you know.
Hey, it only happened twice.
I mean, 2 legs, twice.
On
Too
one
many.
person.
I'm
Were
just
they
saying.
at separate
Yes.
times?
No, it was at the same time. He got attacked by a
Oh,
dog.
that's more likely, yeah.
But
you
enough
guys-
about Paul.
Don't you mean Peggy?
Well, yes, he's Peggy now, but he still likes to be called Paul.
Oh.
They don't call him Peggy because he has peg legs. They call him Peggy because he gets pegged by his wife in public.
Ah.
Like Moist Critical over here.
You'd think
Huh?
there'd be some sort of like indecency laws about doing that in public.
You would think. You would be wrong.
Ah.
All right. Again, would you guys like me to drag you to the merchants, or do you guys want to
Yes,
walk by
please.
yourselves?
If
Bell's
nobody else is
literally
doing
at the mercy of the party.
We need
Free
some
me.
medicine kits. Yeah, let's go. Bell, help.
Well, I'm gonna gather you all together.
Okay.
What kind of
Everyone
power?
gather
You
at the
must go
entrance.
Jocasta.
You must
Uh,
gather your party before venturing forth.
Exactly. And Stealthy, don't why are you over here ruining my fun?
Just, you know, Tal did not appreciate the client, and now she's trying to think of ways that he doesn't necessarily get all of his things back.
Oh, I was talking about Miss Robin.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were looking for like somebody to get it.
No, I figured everyone would
Robin.
get it pretty quickly.
I got it eventually.
Of all the movies.
All right. As you guys walk out of the guild, walk south towards the main road, and there's a little area, hold on, just a second. Change up my camera. There's a little bungalow, almost like a tent, where the merchants have set up shop. It's not paved, it's not indoors, it's outdoor tents, if you will. And in this area, you'll be able to find everything that your heart's desires. Well, to an extent, everything that your heart's desires. If you are looking for adventuring gear, the Miss Helen has some of those equipments, depending on what you want specifically. If you're looking for potions and stuff, Mr. Thamor would have those. Magical items, or of the more magical kind, would be Eldon, and Darius over there has fletching stuff. You need ammunitions, bows, and things of the hunter's variety. Wisp has that. And if you want to try your hand at a little fun game, Belk, the Plasmoid, has gear, but he has also been known, if anyone was paying attention up in the end, to give out trinkets for free after every purchase. A second, I'm going to turn down this ambient music.
Right, quick question. Does anybody require ammunition?
Does
Tal
anybody have a-
actually looks at her quiver of arrows and says, "Yeah, she's gonna head over to the Fletcher."
What was the
Wonderful.
big...
I don't need anything, but if you do, I think we're more needing emergency medical supplies and or rations and maybe a blanket for Belle.
I think a blanket is the last thing that Belle needs, really.
He wanders over to the lady in the mask.
Second, I'm gonna find. So for people that are watching on stream and whatnot, these are my automatic merchants. The players can actually buy things without the DM needing to be there or needing to see them or anything like that. But however, they can still talk. And Mr. Bell is over here with Miss Helen.
Hello. I'm supposed to ask you about your chest for some reason?
Is it the chest that you're wanting and a chest that you're needing? For a chest I have for you and you can put yourself into.
He just looks very confused. He does not know how to respond. He just heard her saying, ask for her chest.
Would you like a gander upon my chests?
Sure.
Wonderful! We have a cellar! All the chests indeed are here. All the chests you need. Never fear. And she opens up her inventory, and you see her inventory that has chests and buckets and barrels.
Oh, I see. It's just an actual chest.
Chest, yes. Not her chest. It's a chest. It's a play on words. Badoom
Bell
shit.
will take a look at the chest. He'll open it up, and then he'll lay down inside. Does it fit? Does he fit in the chest?
Oh, I believe you're a little bit too big. If you squinch up and really tuck in there, you may be able to fit.
Is it comfortable? Could I sleep in this position?
You look like a baby fetus. It does look like you can sleep as... Yeah.
This isn't super comfortable. Sorry. He'll get out and close it and give her a slight bow.
Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate you. If you ever need anything, please come back and participate once again.
Spectral hand waves to her as he just kind of wanders away.
Tal, I got something called toggle details. Are you trying to toggle something? Stealth?
I was trying to buy some arrows.
Would he not let you?
You were trying to buy 99 arrows.
Oh,
I tried to get a stack of arrows.
You can split. So for like the arrows, if you not right click, is it left click? Yeah. So if you left click, you can just buy one at a time, and then click for however many you want to buy.
I just saw the loot stack, and I thought I could get a stack of arrows at once.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't have them broken up into, like, 20 stacks.
Okay.
I tried that, and it just, like, combined them all for me, so I was like, ugh. But, like, there's a lot of things in here that you'll just have to, if you want more than one, you'll just have to keep clicking on them for that to happen.
Is it bad if I press the loot button in the tabs?
If you press the what?
The loot tab, rather? Next to
the loot tab should bring you to his loot, and that's where you buy stuff.
It's just a fancier menu, okay.
Yeah, it's just a fancy menu.
Oh.
That's it. Jocasta, was there someone that you wanted to talk to in particularly?
Maybe.
You were looking. I saw the eyeball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to go through the menu. So right click on them and then
double left click.
Double left click.
Yeah. And then go to loot, and you can buy stuff.
It didn't auto-deduct money for me.
Yeah, I think
I see a lot less
arrows,
money.
And I still have all of my...
Open the menu again. You'll see we dropped about 19.
How much gold did you have to begin with?
You had 26.
Me?
Yes, you.
25.
You had 25 to begin with. Inventory. I'm going over to it.
Like a grand total.
You have 20. You have 24 GP and 1 EP, 10 SP in your inventory right now.
I bought a healer's kit for 3 gold.
And it didn't.
Sorry, for 5 gold.
Oh, that's not good.
Yep. So it should have brought me down to 20 even.
Wait, is how much money we see supposed to be how much money they have on hand?
No.
I can manually adjust it, but I just want to double check with you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you can manually adjust it, and I can know from now on to... I didn't actually test the buying to make sure that it took people's currency.
It's all good. I just wanted to buy a healer's kit from Bleck. Because he's the only one who's selling them, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, you bought it from Bleck?
Yeah, he's the only guy who had a healer's kit in his inventory, and that's what I was looking for.
Is that the only thing that you bought from him?
For the moment, yes.
All right, so as you do that... Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Do I have Blex? There we go. As you give him the money, the coins, you put them into his hand.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
The money dissolves into his plasmoid, and he goes... And where your money was, out comes not only your kit, but an additional item that you did not pay for. Give me a second. Rolling.
Loot boxes.
Great, we're playing a gacha game now.
Yes.
Oh, do we have V-Bucks?
Wonderful. Oh, I accidentally did that as Wisp. You got a jar of hummus out of it, and an orb of the clock.
Well, I won't say no. Woo! I do appreciate it. Thank you. Orb of the clock is a weapon?
Yeah. It's an improvised weapon.
A glass orb filled with water in which swims a clockwork goldfish.
Yeah.
I beat a man with a fishbowl.
Yeah, you can. So, yeah, the orb of the clock is literally a glass. So, it is a glass orb with a clockwork goldfish inside of it that just floats around. That's what it does. And then
Pavoni.
the jar of hummus is an unbreakable sealed jar of glowing water that hums when shaken. It's a jar of hums.
Ah.
Oh.
I said hummus. My bad.
Yes, you said hummus twice, so I was confused. But after Pavoni gets the clockwork fishbowl, he approaches the wagon where Z is just holding and staring, like, intrigued at the fish.
Oh, I didn't put, like, how much, like, those hums are, so you can, like, shake it and put it down somewhere, but as soon as you start shaking it, it'll start humming. And it's not terribly loud, but if a room is quiet, it'll definitely echo.
Got it.
And if you listen real carefully when it does it, it'll do a little song for you.
Cool.
Did Black only have like a single medicine kit?
I think he has 2 total. Well, he had 3, and I bought one of them.
I'm going to buy some things from him.
Oh, we're buying stuff from Belt?
From Black.
Black? You guys like Black? Okay.
Well, yes, but he also has things I want. But do I want
He's like the general person.
Nah, that's fine. I'll spend 5.
Is Belle sleeping again? Poke, poke.
Yeah, I'm buying it.
He found the carriage and went to sleep.
I've been sitting on the edge of the earth.
Alright. How much are you buying, Folo?
I'm buying a grappling hook, a crowbar, and a hammer. A grand total of 5, and I've adjusted that. For no reason whatsoever, I want these things. Yes.
For no reason whatsoever? That doesn't sound devious.
It's not my fault. I like what they do.
What do they do?
Oh, they let me do silly things. Wait, I mean they do nothing.
Do they allow you to be mischievous?
Let's see, a grappling hook, a crowbar, and a hammer. I can't think of what I can do with those things.
I can't either.
Johanna sus.
Johanna is sus among us.
I mean, crowbar is just a valuable tool to have.
Alright, things that you get.
I have a crowbar.
So do I.
You can never have too many crowbars.
I don't know why I have a crowbar, but I have a crowbar.
You are also going to have a jar of hums. Give it a second. Ooh, Devil's Papers. That's nice. I like that item. Rolling, rolling, rolling. One of my favorite items are also in his little loot box. Ooh. A bottle of bottomless coffee. That may come in handy. And give me a second. I'll put all these into your inventory when we get done.
Does a torch come with like flint and steel, or is that a separate item?
Flint and
It should.
You have a tinderbox?
In a tinderbox.
Yeah, tinderbox is in there.
No, I have. Yeah.
All right, so you got a jar of hums, devil papers, 2 bottles of bottomless coffee.
Wait, how does that work?
Oh, why did I go that? No, it's a typo on mine. I'm missing an R. And the bread of nourishment.
Oh, that's the one that's missing a letter. Okay.
Yeah.
You mean bead of nourishment?
I like the bead.
I can go back to bead, whatever.
No,
It's
I'll take bread. Bread's good.
Yeah, so you have the bread of nourishment. So I'll go over what these go. The bread of nourishment is a soggy, flavorless, gelatinous bread that dissolves on your tongue and provides as much nourishment as 1 day of rations.
I have Archon loaf.
The bottle of bottomless coffee, this metal bottle carries delicious, warm coffee. The bottle comes with a stopper, which is attached to the bottle by a little chain. Even when open, the bottle won't accept any liquids other than the coffee that it produces. So you can pour yourself out a cup, but then it will only accept its coffee back. Nothing else. The coffee inside is always comfortably warm, and none of the heat can be felt through the bottle, so you can't use it like as a heating apparatus. Each time you drink the coffee, roll a d20. On a 1, the bottle refuses to dispense coffee for the next hour. If you pour coffee from the bottle, rather than drinking from it, the coffee vanishes the moment it leaves the bottle, which that makes the top part not. It should say nothing can be put into this bottle, and you can only drink straight from it. You can't like pour it into a cup.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have 2 of these.
You have 2 of those.
Fantastic.
And
I'm also drinking from it.
There you go. Was that what the D20 was? Perfect.
Yeah.
You also have devil's paper. It's just a piece of plain white paper with an undistinguishable face on it.
Is that a picture I can see?
Oh, like a handout?
Yeah, maybe if you have one.
No, it's a lot of things. I'll send you one later of the face you see.
All right. Sick.
But the face is a humanoid face, with a bit of a beard, but you can't really tell much about its facial features. It's indistinguishable at this moment.
I'm a big fan of loot slime.
And just like with the rest of them, as you hand him your gold, it absorbs into him, and he goes. Because none of you speak Plasmoid, so.
Thank you.
Oh no, what happened? I had a bunch of items and they got reset.
What do you mean they got reset?
I was going through Black's item things, just picking at stuff, and then they all got removed from that tech section.
Oh no.
Yep, done broke it now.
Did you remember to change out your gold? Yeah, okay, good.
Did you buy everything he had?
No.
Oh.
No, he's got a large stock. He's got probably one of the largest stocks around here.
Yeah, he just didn't have multiple of certain things.
Jesus. Who bought up all of his sling bullets? Who bought 97 sling bullets?
Don't look at me.
Who even has a sling? Was it you? Did you buy up all of these bullets? All right. Is anyone else, before we move on, wanting to shop?
Still trying to pick up the stuff. Tinderbox.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about you do that? Everyone else take a bio break while we do this, and then, sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. When we come back, I've got a few things I got.
Oh, you bought from Belk too?
Yeah, I got
I
a
see.
pouch. I got a flask, and there was something else I wanted. I'm gonna look.
None of you guys have picked up the really cool thing that I wanted.
I can't afford a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, I feel that.
You see what you've done? You've given us a loot box.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Wait, I did kind of give you guys. It's all they are is trinkets, except for one really cool item.
I mean, I've got 2 bottles of just boundless coffee.
Is it the
Yeah.
fish?
Oh my god! No, it's not.
Spoon of M.
The Spoon of M is pretty cool, but it's not it. There's a certain pipe in here that is.
I'm coming.
It's
I'm already going for it.
your pipe.
I gotta find it.
No, he doesn't sell it. He gives it. It's a trinket.
Okay.
You would have to play the game.
I want to play the game.
As you look in him, you all see that there's a pipe floating around in his gelatinous cube-like form, and
I thought I saw something shiny over here.
the pipe is, as you look at it, it looks like it is shaped out to be like a dragon pipe. It is better known as the.
I hop on the table.
It is the pipe of smoke monsters.
What's the
Pavoni.
shiny thing you got there?
I'm enamored by fish.
Give me a perception check there, Z file.
Just call me Z. God damn.
While she rolls that,
Give me what I want.
you see his. So with your perception of 18, you see his eyes narrow at you, and he looks like he's scared that you've hopped up on his thing and you're examining him very closely.
But I'm so tiny.
And for anyone that's wondering, yes, it's a common item. Most of you probably have seen one or another, but have you guys ever? You guys have watched Hunter x Hunter, right?
No.
No? Okay.
Nope.
All right, then never mind. I'll explain it the harder way. This thing can make it's a pipe that you smoke, inhale and exhale, and on the exhale, you can make monstrous figures out of the smoke.
Good.
Look, Z is an easy character. She likes simple things in life.
Now, for the new things, that spoon of M that Tao got, it's a silver spoon with an M engraved on the handle. It's literally the spoon of M. Very, very much so. And then, and then it's a small still mirror is a small hand mirror which only reflects inanimate objects. So as you hold it up and you look at yourself, you cannot see you, but you can see the table and stuff. And you can see your clothes, because your clothes are inanimate.
And I also got this signal whistle. I thought that could be handy.
Oh, you bought the signal whistle from him?
Yeah, I got the pouch, the flask, and the signal whistle.
All right, I'll roll one more time for him. He doesn't, by the way, love, he doesn't sell that pipe. That's his gift. These are his gifts.
What did my perception give me?
That perception lets you know that you're scaring him.
Oh. I will just.
Oh wow,
I'm
Tao,
gonna
you
lean
got
back and
you got a second one of these
look
mirrors.
less intimidating.
Just what I needed.
More mirrors that can not tell you if a vampire's near or not. It's basically, it turns all of you into vampires when you look into it. All right.
Does he have one more random roll in him?
Did you buy something?
Yeah, I
think
got
it's
a couple
really
of
good.
blanket, tinderbox, and I seem to have lost the other medicine kit that he had.
In your inventory, you missed it?
Yeah, I thought I had collected it, but I don't see it.
Oh wow.
More coffee.
It's crazy because there is 16 different items in this slot, and there's some of these that he is definitely. Ooh. And you get one more? The behind you mirror. Wow, Jesus
Even more
Christ.
coffee.
He is breaming with coffee. Well, basically,
He
what
knows
you
we have Bell with us.
basically, what you guys have just seen is like this guy just spout out all these metal containers, and as you all look into it, it's coffee. All of them just contain coffee. He has come from the coffee lands to bring you the nectar of the gods.
Brazil?
Yes, Brazil. All right. So let me give you the 2 bottomless coffees. No, the pipe is not a rare drop. He's just it's a dice roll. Sometimes apparently he likes fours. All right, so that behind you mirror that you got is a mirror that only shows the back of your head. So as you look into it, it will show you the back of your head.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's that.
Neat.
Yes, love? You bought a sack?
I bought a sack.
Okay, she's gambling one time. Let's see if we can get the gamba going.
Gambling addict. Let's
Come
go.
on, come on.
Watch be a 4.
Ooh, no, but you did get a jar of Hums.
Oh my god! Can we only roll 4 and 10?
Apparently. Yeah, it's a 1d15, and you guys...
Who likes hummus?
It's Hums.
It's not
It's
hummus.
not hummus.
It's literal a humming
Hum.
sound.
It just hums. It's a glowing
Hum.
bottle full of water that hums. It's very ethereal.
If
Ooh.
you drink it, do you start to hum?
Drink it and find out.
I'm gonna drink it.
All right.
This is what we call the scientific method. Step
Like,
1, fuck around.
forget-
Step 2, find out.
It's true.
Zee likes to
though.
eat mushrooms to figure out what they do. So give me this bottle of hum.
I just did.
Okay, how do I drink?
Go to your inventory. All right, so you're drinking it? I didn't think I was going to need this chart already. Little did I remember.
I am a goblet of chaos.
Do you know who we are?
Yeah,
How do I drink it from here?
I'm about to do it. I'm gonna remove it from your inventory
Okay.
and do it. But let me pull out my table. Would you like to roll a D100 or would you like me to roll it?
Yeah, I'll let you. I don't even know how to roll D100.
You're just rolling on the chaos table?
No, this is a different. That's a D200
Oh.
table.
Oh, it's a D200. Okay.
Jesus, you think I was just gonna fireball right here?
Yeah,
No.
honestly, I would not put
Would
it
you-
past
No,
you.
Do you
Yeah,
want me
this
to or
one.
do you want?
go ahead. I don't know how. This one?
Yes. All right. That one. That's the one. Click it. A 6.
What the fuck?
All right. With a 6, this is what happens. On. So as you go to taste it, a unfamiliar taste goes into your mouth and down your throat. It is a taste of hibiscus. This effect, you now have bad luck. And
Uh-oh.
you grow a rat's tail instantly. You now, basically out of your back, a rat's tail has formed.
I'm gonna grab my tail and go, that's unflattering. Hopefully this isn't permanent. I'm gonna hop off the table. Like nothing happened.
Oh, yeah, people in the chat, you can. I think the dice roll is... Oh, actually, no. My bot's broken.
All the bots are broken. I'm
All my
sorry.
bots are broken because I fucked up and changed my name and forgot to fix my bots. I had dice roll set up for chat, but yeah, it'd be like that. Ooh, I should. Whenever you guys do something like that and I need like D100s, I should have chat just roll a bunch and I should just pick one. It'd be fun.
Did you always have a tail?
No.
I mean, it's not the worst thing. Tails are kind of useful.
Do you know how to clean it?
But my tail is much more fabulous than yours.
Is it useful though?
Yes.
Jocasta. I hate to
For?
interrupt.
Attracting mates.
As
Good luck with that.
as they're over here arguing about a rat's tail and your friend just spouted one, a pipe
Mhm.
was dispensed towards you from Belk.
Thank you.
These eyes are just gonna like wide eye
I will
at
let
it.
you guys continue about that. I'm going to take my bio break. There's your pipe, and just real quick, I'll read out the pipe. While smoking this pipe, you can use an action to exhale a puff of smoke that takes the form of a single creature, such as a dragon, a flump, and a frog mammoth. The form must be small enough to fit in a 1-foot cube, and it loses its shape after a few seconds, becoming an ordinary puff of smoke.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go. I'm going to take a bio break. You guys can continue talking about someone's rat tail that they just grew, and we'll see if it ever goes away.
We won't talk about my tail. We're gonna talk about this pipe, though.
What? How? Huh?
Are you ignoring me?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
No, I would never. You're very bright.
Damn straight.
No, I was just complimenting of how my tail might have more useful practices.
We'll agree to disagree.
Well, I don't need mates. You might, but... So, this pipe. Are you wanting this pipe? Because it looks mighty fun.
This whole thing? I'd be willing to part with it. You interested in it?
Yes.
Consider it a gift.
Yes, I will give you my tea if you want.
Maybe later.
It's good tea.
Anybody want a mirror?
Somehow I always knew you were one who indulges.
I mean, it makes funny cartoons all over the space.
What's a cartoon?
Caricature.
A cartoon is a children's tale, like a puppet show, or someone who commands a marionette.
Shadow figures that make beautiful little figures.
But where does the card come in?
You just use the word figures to describe figures.
I'm good with words, what can I say?
Clearly.
Better than some.
Yes, clearly better than Jocasta.
Wait, what?
What?
Pavoni, it wouldn't hurt to throw in a handful of, positive reinforcements here and there.
To who?
You're very rugged.
Jocasta's very strong. Is that what you're referring to?
I'll go ahead and take that compliment.
A spectral hand emerges from the wagon and gestures over to Tal in like a open palm.
Tal sees the hand and deposits a steel mirror into the hand.
The hand closes around it and then retracts into the wagon.
Whenever you're done with my blanket bell, I'd like it back.
Oh yeah. The
Bell ignores this.
See, you got him a bell? I mean, a blanket.
I just gave him mine from my pack. He looked comfy.
I
He has his own blanket, which he has put over your blanket.
I also
you looked
purchased a blanket
comfortable.
for Belle. I'm just gonna go ahead and drape it over.
I have a question.
I just had a blanket in my pack.
When did we get this wagon?
It's not our wagon.
Oh, I see. Yes, our wagon.
Well, I don't see anybody here guarding it.
We were just perching on it.
Pavoni just squints.
Unless you want to put money down for a wagon hut.
It's a wagon. How much did it cost? 10 gold coins?
Well, then do it. We did a horse and a wagon. How about that?
So, Tal, what's your take on these bandits that we got to deal with?
My take is that we find the bandits and we take the stuff back.
All right. First episode shopping session, apparently. Very nice, very lovely. However, are we all done? Would we like to hit the road?
I think so. So we're gonna take this cart with us, right, guys?
Yep.
You are stealing the cart.
Nope.
Oh, it belongs to somebody? I don't see anybody over here guarding it.
So you will be taking the cart.
I'm just borrowing it.
Okay. Just making sure. Give me just a moment.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just doing the next map. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Go. Reload the scene for everyone. Now, this is about it's not about it. It's 4 miles to the west of your current location. By the time you get out here, it has started to become night as you approach the site.
That's why it was like 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's why it was like 4 p.m.
Yep, 4 p.m., an hour of travel, give or take 20 minutes.
And you guys have a cart that you're taking, so
procured.
It is
commandeered.
It is going to take you a little bit longer since we are also pulling a cart alongside with us. It is much faster.
There's no horses around.
Or would you like to procure a horse as well?
I don't know. I have enough money for a horse. Do you guys have money for a horse?
You would have to procure one, like you did the cart.
I mean, we have Jocasta.
Hey.
I love it how it took you that long to get it.
Go ahead and give me a strength check. Let's see how well you do on this one.
So am I the only one pulling the cart? No. Goodness.
They saw how you handled Bell earlier, how you just straight up manhandled him and decided it was best.
Oh no.
A 3. Which is a critical fail. This is what happened. As you were pulling the cart, you actually pulled your back. You were lifting with your legs. I mean, you're lifting with your back, not your legs, which is really, really bad. And somebody else had to take over for you.
I should have known better.
Yes. For a little bit, you may have disadvantage on strength checks as you are injured from this, but not in a physical sense, more as in a emotional sense. You know that twinge in your neck, like when you wake up and you accidentally like look to the left too much and you have like that twinge.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's not like actually hurting you. However, it is more like it's just annoying, and you're afraid every time that you turn your neck that it's gonna pull again.
Oh, that's not good.
All right.
The spectral hand will emerge from the carriage and pat you on the back. There.
Thank you.
I do need to know. So as you guys get closer to the scene, oh, I haven't pulled you guys over there yet. As you guys get closer to the scene, are you wanting to take the cart as you are like literally seeing the thing?
Do we know that we're getting close to the site?
Yes, you
the
will.
The mouth of the canyon.
Yes.
The scene of the crime.
Then I kind of shush everybody and, have them stop the cart, and I'd like to scout ahead.
Ooh.
Okay, give me a moment. Some of the vision stuff is being weird on me. Someone's actually producing a light that they shouldn't be producing.
Is everyone on the new screen?
No one's on the new screen yet.
I am not.
Pavoni chooses to hide the cart using foliage.
I'm going to get you guys over there at the beginning of it, and then let you guys do all that. There we go.
Foliage or foliage?
I think it's foliage.
Whichever it is.
All right, I'm going to activate the scene now and bring everyone on over.
Whoa.
It's dark.
Where's the cart?
You guys hit it with foliage.
It's the cart's one of these
I'm
bushes.
going
It's a
to
bush
just-
cart.
So this is
Oh, right.
this is the beginning of the mountain, but you can see the entrance of it. The ones of you that actually can see in the dark can see where it started
Guys.
to begin.
Tal, before you head out, should I light my torch or just remain as is for now? Because I can't see a thing.
I would
I mean-
remain as is for now. Let me see what it lies ahead,
Can
and
I
then I'll
hold
come
your
back and report.
Can I hold someone's pant leg? I can't see anything out here.
Here, Z, where are you? Where'd you go? Just follow the sound of my voice.
I'm gonna give
Oh,
you
it's really
this
dark
5.
out. Good thing I can see in the dark.
It is.
I could-
So it's a wonderful summer evening here in Invictus. It is actually going from summer to fall here soon. So it's probably about 75 degrees outside. It's very quiet. A low fog has started to hum over the ground and kind of breeze away, and you can see clouds up in the sky and a few of the stars. But as you approach, it is silent. It is a very silent night.
Too silent, like no crickets chirping, none of that.
I was gonna say, do we hear any critters, animals?
There-
I hear crickets.
Anything?
Yes, as you're out here, you have a couple of crickets chirping and singing their songs with their little legs and little violins, and a couple of chirpings from some birds. The wildlife isn't completely dead silent. They haven't ran away from any kind of big beast. They are in the area. The animals, that is, not the big beasts. So as you've come in, you have ditched the cart and have camouflaged it, and I believe Tao wished to survey the land a little bit. Jocasta,
That is correct.
I will break your keyboard.
It's alright.
So you are more than welcome. How this will work whenever we do stealth, you're going to do something, and then once we do it, we will roll to see how stealthy you were in your action. But just assume it is you are as being as stealthy as you wish to be, and as you narrate your actions and whatnot, do so with that in mind, and then we will see how earnest that was.
Alrighty then. I'm going to sneakily move forward. And let me know when you
Yeah,
want
no,
me to
yeah, you're
roll
good.
that check.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna keep going.
I could always put
Come
some
on.
light up.
You're good to
There we
go to do what
I
you
know
wish.
it was slowly responding.
She was being slow.
Uh,
As you come up, you see the bend, and you go ahead and give me a. Who am I hearing myself through? Oh, it's Tao. Go ahead and give me an investigation check on the prints and stuff in front of you. The markings of the ground, as it were be. An investigation of 7, unfortunate.
Yeah.
As you're looking through, there's been many travelers on this road since last night, and you haven't and seemingly can't see what is going on as you go into the dock. Give me a second. I'm gonna pop this. Why can only one of you? Hold on. I'm gonna bring my stream view in because it's dark as crap on that. There we go. But as you move in closer, you are seeing and hearing. Oh, that's so weird. Hold on. I think that you're not an observer of my stream view. I need to make that change real quick. Configure permissions. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. It can't see you. Observer. Save changes. Yes? No. Jesus Christ. All right, we're going to turn him on for now. He's not an actual person. He's my cameraman. Don't worry about him. Don't act like he's not there for right now.
Attention to that man behind
Ignore the cameraman.
Yeah, ignore the cameraman, and probably I probably have to pull out your token again for it to update, but it's fine. When the rest of them come through, it'll be fine. But as you move in closer, you can start to hear the crickets and the chirping and the sounds of the night. But with that 7, too many people have walked this way, that way, and haven't been able to really to get clear trackings of it. But go ahead and give me another investigation now that we're a little bit further ahead. With a 13. This time you can see ruts within the ground of the cart, and you can see dog prints, but they only look like they're in spots. That's not a trail, but the cart's trail leads to the south.
Okay.
And towards the south is the rockiness of the mountain. And the trail looks like they literally drove it into the mountain, and you can see some up above it where it looks like they just kept pulling it up and up.
Okay.
Yes,
so
they drug it up the mountain towards the south.
Okay.
And at this point,
I don't know. From my perspective, it kind of looked like I was going down, so I was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going uphill.
Yeah. Well, so that's the road. It went off road.
I see. All right. So
Now,
it went deeds
at
away.
this point, go ahead and give me that stealth check.
Okay.
Nice.
Big rolls.
Very nice. All right. Wonderful.
Right. I can't seem to go off road though.
You cannot. Would you like to climb up?
Well, I thought the cart went off road, so I was trying to follow where the cart went.
Oh yeah. So these are walls that I put in. They're terrain walls, so people don't just go up because it is a short climb. Not very much. You don't need anything, but I can just pop you over. Boop.
Okay. All right.
As you climb up the wall, you can see that they head and they've knocked over some of the brush that's in the area.
All right. I want to try and follow the signs to see if I can see how far. I mean, I want to report back that I found something and where to go. Like, I want to report back, okay, they went this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see if I can see
where
they went through the brush.
All right. As you can see, it looks like they went down south, and on the ground towards the ridge, you can see parts of broken wood upon the ground where they drug it up a very big enclave, going up even further onto the next ridge, but they lost parts of the cart as they were doing so.
Okay. And as I'm looking up the hill, can I see any signs of like a campfire, like signs of light?
You cannot. You see, as of right now, what you see is that cliff face. You would have to climb over the next one to be able to see. Okay. But go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oof.
With a 12, you cannot hear anything within the area.
All right. So at this point, I think I'm far enough away from everybody that I want to tell everybody we'll leave the wagon where it is and bring them to this location. Yeah. So I'm going to head back to the road. I'm going to hop down off this little wall and head back towards the party.
All right. Make your way. Oh, yeah.
I can't.
You literally
down.
need me to.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm back.
Miss Tal is returned.
Yes.
Good.
The wagon, it seems, or the cart has been drug up the mountain. I saw where they made entry up the mountain, but I cannot hear or see any signs of the thieves or the goods. It looks like the wagon is breaking apart, so it should be relatively easy to track for those of us that can see in the dark. But it is dark, and I don't suggest we light any lights.
By the way, as she's
Because
explaining this,
the
Johanna
As she's, yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
For some reason, it
Johanna
keeps
just
rolling.
cast light.
yeah,
What is
because the thieves will be able to see us coming easily if we give them a beacon. So I suggest we hold hands, maybe tie ropes around our waists.
Oh.
Now, hang on a
I
second.
don't know how to add light to my.
Oh, no, I've got you. I got you. Give me a second.
Now,
Wouldn't it just be a torch
before-
value?
No, because that'll consume a torch. I actually have something for you.
I'm just firmly have my hand on Bell's cloak. Cool.
Now, here's a suggestion.
That's your light.
Have we considered maybe creating a diversion or using a decoy?
Well, I have not heard or seen where the thieves are, so a diversion or a decoy at this point would be kind of pointless because they're not here.
Well, hang on. We know that they attack at night, and we know that they attack in this general area, right? So what if somebody were to walk through the road with a torch? I mean, they did attack that M guy by himself, so presumably they like to attack people when they are not escorted.
That's true, and they did leave a trail with the cart, so if something should happen to them, we should be able to find their camp. That's
it's
not
not
a bad
brighter.
idea.
Yes.
I believe I have. Actually, I'd have to check it. Never mind.
I
You
can
guys
always
can go.
turn it off when we need to, but for now, we could probably see each other.
So what would we like to do? Do we want
Uh,
to try
Pavoni
and
took flight.
find them?
Yes. Oh, you went all the way up 100.
Yes, double move.
I see. I see.
We're
Well,
outside
because
of the-
Johanna has a light source on the ground, so I can see the ground now.
Yes, you sure can. But you can only see it where you're at, not to the south.
Yep, I can only see around Johanna since she has become a beacon.
Well, at 100 feet, yeah. So you can be there in the silent of the night if you want. Ready to
That's
swoop
the
down.
plan.
So, are we moving a group? Are we lighting up our entire party? Are we sending in someone ahead?
Well, you just saw Birdman jump 100 feet in the air out of the range of light.
Is Birdman coming down?
I'm sure you guys have a good plan. I'm here for whatever. Let's do this. What, trap?
Okay. Well, we do have a cart that we can use as bait.
That's
We
true.
can unmask our cart and maybe disguise Belle as the cargo.
Huh?
I mean, he'd fit into a sack quite easily.
Right?
You did?
What are we talking about?
It's okay. You can take a nap.
Oh, okay.
It'll be fine.
I love it.
Belle goes back to the cart to take a nap.
Wait, hold on, drink this. Johanna gives him one of the coffee bottles. Drink this until it's empty.
He takes a sip and then just spits it out immediately.
Ew, this is mud water.
That's too bad. You're drinking it until it's empty.
That'll
No.
never happen.
Shut up! Don't tell us. Shush, shush.
He takes his astral hand and throws it 60 feet away.
Oh. Give me a check for that. Give me a strength check. Let's see how.
Ooh, let me do a strength check.
Yeah.
Does the astral hand have a different strength value than Bell, or is it Bell's strength value?
That's a good point.
And I'd also like to
It's
proceed
mage hand, so isn't it? Or is that one
Mage
yours?
hand has a specific strength. It just
does.
can't carry more than 10 pounds. That's all it specifies.
Oh, yeah. So, first off, as you go to reach it, give me a dexterity save. Let's see if you can snatch it out of.
Ooh, do you want me to do a dex check?
Yeah, do a dex check. Let's see if which one of you actually has the thing before you start to throw it. Ooh, as your astral hand goes to grab it, Johanna Ring sloshes it back. What do you do with it, Joe?
Well, he just tried to throw my thing, right?
No, I mean, he just tried to grab it. You stopped him from grabbing it.
I'm going to hit him with the glowing stick. Lightly on the head.
Ow.
Isn't this like the 5th time Bell's been smacked?
Guys, we
Why
don't
are you
want
all
to
so
be
mean?
worse for wear whenever we do actually face the bandits. Just a thought.
Don't throw things away.
Or
But it
Bell's gonna get
tastes
too
bad.
much
I don't want to
passion.
drink it.
That's too bad.
All right. I think that's sufficient. Yeah, well, I'm doing it for other reasons. So have we figured out what we want to do? Your cart has been defoliaged and is over to the left.
Mm-hmm.
But I have access to it. I have to take it around. So where are we wanting to put this? And are we wanting to keep the lights on? Is this indeed Motel 6?
I think roughly whereabouts Tal saw the last cart crash or get dragged up. I think that would be a good place to, I don't know, bring the cart maybe just a few feet up from it so that it's not obvious that that's the site we're trying to target.
The questions I have go as this. One, who's taking the cart, or are all of you going with it? And are we leaving Bell in it?
We probably want to leave Bell in it. We probably want to have the people who can't see with the actual cart and the people who have dark vision hiding out in the periphery.
Pavoni is also just circling the light, just out of range above.
Mm-hmm.
So he can see you, but he's just up there. He can't see anything else.
So you want me in the cart?
I mean, if you could help me push it, I'd appreciate it.
I mean, if you turn the lights off, I can't see anything. And I'm not very strong. That's not my strong suit.
Okay.
We're turning the lights off, right? The cart is going to have the lights around it?
Yes. Pavoni lands on the cart.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting tired.
Well, then why are you up there? Come down here and help us.
Then help.
I'm on the wagon now, but it's like running at full sprint.
If you want, I can be in the cart with Belle in a sack just to help the ambush. But pulling it and seeing is not going to happen for me.
Okay. So we got Belle and we got Z inside the cart.
So did you slam on that cart, Pavoni?
I just kind of gently descended.
Oh, I was hoping that you were about to like blade slam onto the cart. I said, hurry it up, fools! Pick up the pace.
No, not this time.
He takes damage.
His ego takes damage.
Oh, you slay me. So cruel.
It's okay, Pepperoni. You can push the cart.
My name is Pavoni.
Pepperoni, please take 1d4 damage. Psychic damage.
Pavoni.
Pepperoni.
Don't get your feelings hurt over it.
How is one to make a name of themselves if people don't remember my name?
Look, I have a speech problem. Pavoni is too hard.
DM, can I take out a torch and light that and place it somewhere at the leading end of the cart?
Yeah, sure. Would you?
Okay.
Bam.
One torch. Okay.
You know, something is telling me it's a bad idea to sit on the roof of a wagon.
Why would that be a bad idea?
Tal,
Unless you want to get out and
hide
push.
while they're doing this.
Pavoni goes into the wagon. Bandit territory. We've lit a light, and we're, for lack of better term, sitting ducks.
Oh, okay.
You can
Well,
see.
Pavoni,
can
the
watch-
idea is to try and lure them out. Okay, so Johanna and Tal, you guys can see in the dark, right?
He
Yes.
softballed y'all that duck joke, by the way. I thought someone was gonna be like, I thought you were a peacock, not a duck.
I thought someone was going to say, you're the only duck.
Or that. Quackers.
Alright, so Tal's gonna hide in the bushes, so to speak.
Weapons drawn, I'm
I
assuming.
still,
Uh,
exactly, but I still think that the wagon should be brought down a bit, because...
I will. I'll move it as soon as they figured out who's gonna
Okay.
hull the thing.
I'm
Whenever
gonna
we figure that
try.
out, I'm gonna ready my entangle.
Okay, that's fine. You
So
can
wait,
rotate.
Z and Belle are hiding in the wagon.
Yes.
And I've got
Jocasta
my-
pulled her back.
What? Oh, okay. Hold on. Z is hiding in the wagon. Belle is sleeping in the wagon. Those are two different things.
and I've got my
I can
short
fit in a
bow.
sack a little bit easier too. So
All right. I'm. Who's going to pull the wagon? I need to know.
Oh, I
Uh,
hate this plan.
do you have a better
Pavoni
one?
just kind of realized something. Jocasta is injured. Z. Why do I have to pull the wagon?
I
Hell, we
mean, you are big and strong, right?
Somebody
Well,
put a
when you
rope
put it
in his
like
beak
that.
and make him fly it over there.
Pavoni, we can pull it together. But it's gonna be mostly you.
Pavoni, would you
Of
give
course,
me
it's always me.
give me a strength check at advantage?
Advantage?
Yes, because Jocasta is helping you. Wonderful.
Nice.
You're
I
really
rolled high both times.
You're really pulling this all by yourself. Jocasta is helping, like when you ask a friend to move furniture and they put a pinky underneath it. He's just
This is
steadying it.
Is a personal attack.
I'm going to get the cart moved and set up for all of you.
Did I mention I hate this?
Yes. Look at the big picture, Pavoni. I mean, at the end of all this, we would all be officially in the guild.
Stop! Ow! Stop! Stop! My tail.
Oh,
I've
sorry.
got dirt on it. You buffoon!
Track
can
something
continue.
with that.
Where'd the wagon go?
I'm moving. It's not a token like the rest of you. It has to be moved separately.
Got it. It's an asset.
Where can we hide here?
Underneath
Okay.
your 3 blankets.
How
So
do we get up?
you
When
have
we get back, I will need time to clean all of this.
I'll give you a hand.
No, you've done enough damage.
Yeah, I'd like to climb up the hill here and hide under one of these trees, bushes.
all right.
We
Give me a second. I'll pull you up. You too, Johanna.
yes.
Wonderful.
Where else am I gonna hide?
All right.
When Jocasta says hand, the spectral hand comes out of the cart and just motions like a what?
Get down.
Go back to sleep.
In the midst
It
of
retracts.
all of this, the yelling, the complaining, and the setup, give me a stealth check, both Tall and Johanna.
They get advantage for our commotion, right?
They do get advantage for your commotion. They sure do.
Ooh. Oh,
Alright.
I like that.
I'll
That sounds
roll
good.
again.
Johanna with a double 16.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Folo's
Yeah.
got it.
Trying real hard.
Thankfully, Tall's got another one. Oh, wait, hold on. With an 18,
Yeah.
18's perfect. 18, 19, wonderful. The rest of you have more or less made the ruckus, the distraction that you want. I now need a perception roll from both Johanna and Tal.
Chef, Pavoni is the ruckus.
I know.
True.
That
Do I get a perception
you
roll?
do not. You're asleep.
Yeah, and
Do we get advantage on our
Technically,
perception
sleep
rolls?
imposes disadvantage and a -5 penalty on your perception.
yeah, and
No. You guys are moving the cart. You guys have been setting up stuff, and creatures have been lying in wait.
ooh, can you give me control of my hand?
Oh, do you not? My bad.
No.
Give me a second. I will give you control. Do. It's got you as owner, but the game's paused right now, so you can't move it.
Oh, that makes sense.
So as this was going, unfortunately, those perception checks weren't enough to hear the robbers, but it makes sense. They have been doing this, and they know their marks. On the bright side, you guys were quiet enough, hiding in the bushes, that they also don't notice you. They are singly focused upon the cart that is down below. However, they're going to do something, and then we're going to roll for initiative, because they have the stealthy advantage. That's what they're going to do.
But I'm stealthy. I get advantage.
Yes, but you did not. They noticed. Well,
I'm-
yes. So what's going to happen is they're going to
Right.
do their thing, and the two stealth people will also get to do their thing, as you didn't notice them, but they didn't notice you, so it cancels it out. If that
It was
makes
a play on words. I'm StealthyDruid. Stealthy.
yeah. Oh, there's also that. This is
You get
what you
double
see.
advantage.
Let me paint out the picture for you. Leaping off of one of the ridges is 4 mites. They look like old elves, black with robes across their face, and they are riding dogs. Who here, actually, you can all give me a history check, and we will see if you recognize the dogs that they are riding.
Can I do so at disadvantage?
Yes, you're more than welcome to.
Mm.
For both Zephyl, Pepperoni, and Tom.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry in advance.
You all recognize these dogs immediately. They are something that are to be feared, not for their bite, but for their blink. They are blink dogs.
Holy shit.
Oh my.
So, oh, my bad. Ooh, he goes down. The 4 of them literally run towards the caravan. All of them. There we go. There we go. There we go. And they all take the very same action upon all of you. Give me a second. Because they're stack tokens. I wish I had a better way to stack tokens.
It's
all
alright.
They all take the very same action. And they take it on Pavoni and Jocasta. You see the dogs run up to you, using all of their full movement. And the things that are riding their backs reach out their hands. And they all are going to do a sleight of hand check. Oh! All right. So, Curvy Mike went after Pavoni. Pavoni, I would like
Yes.
2 items from your inventory, please. Give me a second. I'm going to figure out what he took off of you.
Shit.
As he reached in, what was the newest things that you bought? A healer's kit?
A healer's kit, yes.
And was that the newest thing that you bought?
Correct.
Oh, and you got the trinket as well.
Yes.
Oh, yes, and the trinket. Just
An orb of clock and a a jar of hums.
Wonderful. The healers.
So pick 2 of 3.
Yep. As this thing bolts at you, his hands out, instead of attacking you, because it looks like he's about to hit you, instead he rifles through your bag. He takes the healing kit and the jar of hums from you. By the way, what a way to get a critical. It's a critical on a fucking sleight of hand check.
Wow.
All right, the next one. Priest does the same thing. But not towards you, towards Jocasta.
What?
Yes. Holy shit. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm so sorry, guys. I have private rolls on. I was doing something else. The stream can see it. Both of them were natural 20s.
What?
I shit you. You can look at the stream and you can see both sleight of hands.
Best
Yes.
here now.
Rigged.
Tax.
We'll find out on the second one. Unfortunately, a pipe of smoke monster is taken from you, Jocasta.
I had given that to Z during your bio break, I think.
That's mine.
Okay,
That's
so you
correct.
do
Z
have
has
it? Do you actually have it in your inventory?
You didn't transfer it over. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, please
Yes,
write
I
that
did,
down
yes.
so I can do that later.
Okay.
And you guys, I'll set you guys up a loot thing so you guys can pass things back and forth later.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
These
Yeah,
guys
Paul
are
gave me a mirror.
These things are pro pickpocketers. This is what they do. I mean, for not a living, but whichever. You're missing a healing kit and a mirror behind you, so you can't see the back of your head, which is very
No.
which is
Darn.
very.
Now I'm gonna have twice as much trouble fixing my hair.
Oh my god. All right, number 4. He does the same thing, sleight of hand, but this time they have found Bell. They have sniffed him out. With an 11, the first one gets nothing off of you, Bell. And
The
the
hand
second,
slapped it away.
your hand is yes, your hand just goes no. And the second one goes after as well. He reaches in his grubby little hands. That's not the right one. Sorry, that's a dog.
Fuck.
He reaches in
Bark.
with his grubby little hands, and he also gets nothing. So, fortunately for you, you are protected from that. Oh,
The hand
Wait.
just keeps him away.
Wait, is
boxing
the
them out.
dog better at stealing than they are?
Yes, the dog is better at stealing than they are.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. All right, guys, it is now time for us to do the thing that we love to do the most, and that is roll for initiative.
Oh boy, mayhem.
I rolled all of mine. If you don't know how to roll for yours, it is as simple as
Wow.
I don't.
if you right click the little sword and shield, you can right click on your
Yeah.
token. I'm going to split these guys up just so you guys can target them better. You guys can figure out what you want to target.
As soon as these one motherfuckers cut me,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
see
move the
fucking
myself
dog
in the
nail 'em.
combat tracker, though.
Do what?
I don't see myself in combat tracker.
I don't see you in
You
the
don't
combat
need to wait for
tracker.
that. You don't need to wait for that.
Here.
You just roll initiative.
There you go.
You can click on.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can do it yourself. All right. So, as they've come, they've jumped you. They've taken your stuff, those scallywags. Pavoni, you are the first one to react to this after they've basically robbed you. What shall you do?
Did they dismount?
No, they did not dismount, but you have a targeting system, so I literally did this so it was easier for you guys to target whom is what.
Right, so I'm going to do an AoE thing, so it'd probably be better if they're mounted.
Oh, okay.
I know what you're gonna do. The best bard spell.
I'm not a bard.
You're not a bard? I thought you were a bard.
All right, go ahead.
All right, this might incur an attack of opportunity. I'm going to reposition here, dropping the wagon and just sort of dancing over to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Does this incur an attack of opportunity from?
No, they hold their action.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Sorry, I popped out the combat tracker. I'm just rearranging some things.
You're fine.
I didn't give me a template there.
Consume place template. I wonder. Oh, you. Jesus Christ! I know why. I'm assuming that you want it right in front of you just to hit those guys, right?
These three in front of me with their dogs, as Pavoni just sort of has feathers leave his hands, and that goes off.
All right. As that goes off, you scorch them. You burn them all at once. The 3 mites that were on the backs of the pups slump over, and the dogs whimper and howl with the fire that you have just used to burn them. And you hear, "Oh!"
Ah.
What?
Well, that was easy.
No talk about the pyrotechnics? Okay.
Is that all?
I mean, that was pretty cool.
Some of them
As just Pavoni uses his own feathers as a catalyst for magic as they fly forward and erupt into flames. But these guys are burned now, and well, not that bad.
Not that bad at all.
Is the cart on fire?
No, I missed the cart. I didn't even tag Jocasta.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Anything else you would like to do?
Well, seeing as these guys are burned, scorched, and falling over, Pavoni is just standing there smug, puts his hands on his hips, and puffs out his chest. I'm a badass.
Are they all dead?
All yours language from the cart.
The
Yeah,
mics
intern.
are dead, but the next one are. Oh, so sorry. Let me begin combat here. There. All right. As the dog, as the dog has had his master killed, he looks at all of you and screams. What do you mean? Excuse me? Do your thing.
It's so loud.
He will teleport away with his action. He will take the dead with him.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
That's not good.
There attack of opportunity or no attack of opportunity?
Not for a blink. It's like
Blink does not
Misty Step.
provoke.
Neat.
Let me get these guys off of them because they're all riding them. Just to clear this up. Don't worry. Don't worry. They're not like gone. They're just gone.
Yeah, the loot's still there.
Yeah.
They're just hidden.
Yeah, they're basically on the dogs' backs as they're running off, slumped over and charred.
Pavoni just seeing this, because talking is a free action. Follow that dog!
And he'll take his...
It might be a little difficult to get over the fridge, especially if they can just snap out of you like that.
Why was that scream so loud?
Jesus Christ. Okay, there you go.
Wait, how can he teleport away if he just uses action to teleport?
Oh,
It's
they're
not.
all
It's
dead.
called movement. You have actions and movements.
Doesn't have to climb up.
He blinked up the
Teleport
cliff.
at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but there's another cliff up here.
Yeah, he moved. You can move. You can climb. Climbing's not an action. It takes movement.
How high are
Climb
these
walls?
cliffs?
With extra limbs, he'd probably have a good
Incredible.
chance to get up there.
Basically, they're all taking the same action as they're getting the fuck away as they have
So,
met their mat.
They're just all leaving.
Yes, they are all leaving.
I
Bell,
see.
quick! Use your hand to grab one of them.
And they're all doing the same thing. It's a hit and run tactic that that Moist was telling you all about.
Ugh.
And it was you didn't like Moist?
Oh,
Mr.
did the
M?
bodies?
Way
Did the
immediately.
bodies fall off the dogs, or are they still on the dogs?
They're still on the dogs. They
have
were
shadows.
killed with a magic attack that didn't do any kind of force or anything like that. So they are dead on top of the dogs.
Do they have
Our
seatbelts?
stuff.
Do they have seatbelts?
No, probably
You
not.
I didn't mean for him to recharge. He hasn't even teleported.
Well, I mean, cops would fall. Well, corpses would fall off if they didn't have some way to be attached to them, like stirrups.
You can't ride an animal without some sort of barding.
I mean, you could bareback it.
Dogs have little saddles.
Yeah, they have little saddles. They're very cute, very adorable.
Did you kill them all?
As
We'll discuss that later.
we'll go ahead and with this, you will all have a round before basically they are off the screen and you guys have to hunt them down. Belle, this is you.
Can I see them?
No.
Because I don't see them on the screen, obviously. So he'll rub at his eyes a little bit. Oh, should I get the dog?
Yes.
Okay. Are they within 60 feet?
No.
Oh. Okay, then I will be attacking one of the dogs, which I cannot see, with my boomerang at disadvantage.
What's the height difference here?
The first one is 5, the second one's 10.
Chef, I can't target anything.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, would you like me to target it for you?
yes, please. Thank you. Because
You literally can't.
I literally cannot.
Actually, that
Wait.
reminds me.
Just target whatever dog is closest, I guess.
Do the dogs have climb speed?
You can use your strength. You don't have to have. Can you get up?
Yes.
The player, don't have a climb speed, but you can still get up a mountain or a cliff.
Yep. You can use athletics to climb it.
Yep.
Yeah, but 5e has its own climbing mechanic. It's lazy as shit, but it exists.
Did you target for me?
No, I'm having to pull one closer to you because I can't do it. I can't do it with your character because your character cannot see them.
There you go.
Go ahead, do it.
Do that. And
Do it.
Disadvantage, because they're beyond 60 feet, right? So,
Yep.
That's going to be a 13 to hit.
it hits.
With
Wonderful.
6 damage.
Its name's
Yep.
Blinky.
So is my boomerang just gone now?
Well, yeah.
So
They always come back though.
No, only if you
You have
miss.
to go get it. You have
Oh,
to
that
go
was
get it.
So you take out your boomerang and you just lob it into the air, and out of the mountains you hear, "Ow!" And it confirms that you did indeed hit.
Wait, we hear what? We didn't hear anything.
Play.
Oh, did it not?
Silent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
All
think
you
your audio muffling. killed it.
all you heard was, "Ow!"
Okay, I
Yeah.
got that part.
Yeah, your noise suppression is killing it.
That's fine. Wonderful. So
Oh, I think I hit it. And then he just holds up his hand, waiting for the boomerang to come back.
and it never does.
Slow blink.
Z-File, you look over and you see that Bell looks like he's sitting there waiting for a high five.
I'm gonna fucking give him a high five.
Hell yeah.
Hot fives, all right.
Good job, Bell. Good job. And I like just lay one big fucking high five on him.
The sleeping guy's a sharpshooter.
After you do, he looks at it, kind of confused a little. Like, he looks at his hand. My boomerang didn't come back. It usually does
Well.
that.
This is the
Some things
longest
aren't
time.
never to be, but you got a high five.
That means that he
guess.
always misses. This is the first time he's ever hit anything.
True story.
All right. Tall.
So, now that I have seen the ambush and they blinked out of the way, I'm gonna climb up the hill right next to me.
Okay.
Or try to.
Go ahead and give me an athletics.
All right. And I
It's a low
am
DC.
Still, I'm saying I am still trying to be
Yes,
stealthy.
of course, of course.
Okay.
I'm surprised you haven't pulled up your hood yet.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
It's not time yet. All right. You are up the hill.
All right. All right. I'm assuming these bushes aren't in my way because I can see.
No, you can like see around them and stuff like that. You can see them off into the distance.
Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and, she takes her hands and, the bow is still in one hand, but she just kind of reaches to her neck and attaches two clasps together that didn't, you're not really sure where they came from, but suddenly, they're there, and she pulls a hood over her head.
What do the clasps look like?
The clasps are claws. And the claws
we went with claws instead of ferrets?
Well, yeah, but because they're the ferret claws.
Oh, for whatever reason, I completely imagined two like tiny ferrets that clasp together and like wrapped around each other, like what you do, like your two index fingers. If you like go to give them a handshake, they're together.
So the ferrets have hands or paws, right?
Mm-hmm.
So each of the ferrets, their hands are reaching for each other, and they clasp together. So the bodies and the tail are around her neck and back, but the hands and the heads are towards the front. So
and
the hands kind of clasp together.
And a magical hood appears above her.
And then she throws over the hood, and it helps to conceal her even further. So now that she's on top of the hill, she's actually going to try and get to one of the bushes, because she doesn't know if, she's assuming they can see in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to try and get to one of these bushes. So let's see. I'm assuming it took, 10 feet to get up the hill, or just 5?
Just 10.
Okay, 10. Okay.
Not that much.
25, 30. All right, so she's going to try and hide behind this little bush here. And she's going to fire an arrow at the first guy she sees.
Fire it. Take the puppers down.
Right.
Ooh, and a hit for 8. You hear a similar yelp to the boomerang that you heard earlier, and a gush of blood just goes, and
awesome. And I guess bonus action to hide?
Yeah, sure. Oh, so they never saw you earlier from when you were sneaking. You had advantage on that, so you also have your stealth attack.
Oh, all right. So
sneak attack time.
Okay.
Wait, does that mean she can also roll again on the attack just in case it crits?
Yeah, she can roll again on the attack in case it crits. Give me a second. Because we should have done an advantage and it'll harm him again. So I'll heal him back as 8. You can go ahead and do it, and I'll adjust his health for whichever one is higher. Whichever attack is higher.
All right.
Or damage, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Same roll.
Okay.
That's funny. But the first one did more damage.
Yeah. Go ahead and do your sneak attack.
Okay.
I'm putting him back down to his health from before. And a 6. As you do that, when your arrow hit, almost like the shadow of your own body went alongside of it, trailing the shadow that the arrow cast in the moonlight. And as it hit, it wrapped around him, and as your arrow impaled his back hip, the shadow impaled it right along with it. And you hear a whack.
Nice.
Was that the one with my boomerang in it?
Anything else, Miss?
Quiet, you. You can't see the dog.
Bonus action
yeah,
hide.
I think,
Roll
yeah,
me a
bonus
stealth.
action hide.
Graham.
Oof,
Unfortunate.
That's
from
the ouch.
from the veracity of that last attack that you have,
All right.
they notice you 100%. Z,
That sucks.
Z has not noticed like anything that has gone on because she's been in the sack waiting. Besides the high five.
Bell will poke the sack.
well, Bell's waking someone else up.
Alright. Did we lose them? Which way did they go?
That
just
way,
points
up the
to the
cliff,
mountain.
southeast.
And hop my ass down. Let's get the fuck after them. Let's go. Come on, slowpokes.
I cannot take that action. It is not my turn.
Do we have to climb?
You have to
Get
climb.
up here.
Oh, I guess.
Mr. Pepperoni, can you just carry me up there?
1, my name is Pavoni. 2,
Oh.
I would not disgrace myself by carrying you.
Aw.
I don't carry.
Mm-hmm. You're good.
And I'm gonna like
Yowzers.
eat
What
myself up
about
here
chauffeur?
and effort to go. If I see anybody, I'm going to ready my entanglement.
Could
I
you
cannot see anybody.
chauffeur me?
Get your fucking ass up here. I yell as I run off.
I'm assuming you want to take your full action to like run all the way up to the cliff.
Yeah. As far as I can go.
That's
I
fine.
counted, but sometimes that's off.
That's fine. Jocasta, is there anything that you would like to do? Remember, at the start of their turn, they will be gone.
Ah.
They'll be attacking me.
No,
Someone
they
bring a
are-
light.
They
I
are
yell in the
fleeing.
background.
Do I want to try and drag Bell with me? Would I be able to take an action to lift him off the cart and then a move action to get up there?
Do what? Say that one more time for me?
You can
I said,
technically,
what
you can
I-
usually carry people, but it's like
Mm.
half movement, right?
Yeah. Well, it depends. What
Mhm.
is? Let me give me a second. Your max carry capacity is 210 pounds. So
Bell is probably lighter than that.
So with his actually no, because you're carrying, he already has 63 pounds on him. You have an additional 68 plus your weight, so that would put you at half movement.
Nice. Sorry,
You
Bell,
could
are gonna
throw
have to-
him. I would allow a bonus action throw.
Do it.
Could I throw them safely without harm onto, like, say, that bush in front of us?
That depends on his dexterity.
Oh,
But it is into a bush, so not too bad.
not too bad. Bell, would you mind landing next to that bush?
What?
I assume he says this as he's being thrown.
Oh, okay. What is that, a strength check?
Yeah. At disadvantage for you, Mr. I broke my back.
Would it not be
Disadvantage?
athletics or-
DM?
Yes, disadvantage.
No, strength or athletics?
Strength is fine. Strength. I'll take strength or athletics. I don't know if you have a proficiency with one, but they're both okay with me. Okay, this is what happens.
Well, now, hang on. Now, I do believe that I had a holdover inspiration. Isn't that correct?
A holdover inspiration?
Oh, you did have
Yeah.
inspiration?
I did
That's
give
true.
you inspiration. You're right. You can burn that if you'd like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Okay,
So sad.
so I'm going to tell you what happens. And you can elaborate upon it a little bit further if you'd like. You go and you pick Bell up. You arch your back to javelin throw him, and that twinge from earlier hits you. You go to throw him, and you throw Bell into the side of the cliff.
Oh no.
What are we doing?
So Bell is
Oh my gosh, Bell, I'm so sorry.
Oh, my nose.
I'll give you my pie once we get back, I promise.
You have pie?
Yeah, we got a couple of rations. I say this as I make my movement up the hill, or is that on a check?
No, you
Good,
you can make your movement up the hill. It's fine. This is only 5
Okay.
feet, so it's not even a check.
Did
for
I take
athletics.
damage from that?
Unfortunately, take 1d4. We won't do a full d6.
Jesus, a D4. That's that could very well be half my health.
It'd be
no.
like that. Level 1 kind of sucks.
How do I? Oh, I roll with this.
Down at the bottom.
Oh nope.
Just-
Decrease. How do I?
You can just do the little 4 thing.
Yeah, I actually did.
And then-
2 points of damage.
Then
That's
you
not
can
bad.
you can right click that 2 and then apply it as damage.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. All right, go ahead, Jocasta.
So it's 5 foot to get up there?
Yeah, you're good.
There should be my 30 right there.
Okay. Would you like to move any further?
Can I move any further?
You can burn your action to continue moving. But like I
think
said,
my action was throwing Bell, wasn't it?
no, I said I'd allow that as a bonus action. It seemed bonus actionable.
Bonus
well
action,
then.
throw party member.
Yeah, bonus action, throw party member, do damage to Bell. I'm down with it. You guys have done
sorry,
more
Bell.
damage to him than you have these dogs so far.
It's true.
Hey, I resent that.
Give me an athletics.
Slap me all day.
Give me an athletics check to get up here. If I've been applying 1 damage to every time they hit you, you'd be on death saves right now.
I'd be at 1 right now.
As you go to climb up this mountain, the fog and the cold air has made it slick, and you get about 3 feet up and you fall on your ass. You do
Oh,
not.
my back.
Yeah, you're back again. You cracked your back one more time. As you went to pull it, you feel that twinge from trying to carry Bell earlier come back to bite you in the ass.
I hope the guild has health insurance.
Just, oh, poor you. All right, Johanna. Joe, what would you?
So, unfortunately, I have to try climbing up this mountain too.
Yes.
Yes, strength party. Let's go.
Let's go athletics.
Fantastic.
Jesus Christ. Okay, this is what happens. You start to climb up, and as you get almost to the top, you go to reach some grass that you hope will help give you leverage. As you go to grab it and you pull all your weight on it, the clump literally. You ever see like the Bugs Bunny cartoons and shit like that, where the clump like just comes out and you just go parallel to the ground and fall down.
Okay, so from that small glimpse of time I had, was I able to see like how healthy any of the dogs were?
You were not able to. You're not close. That edge is not close enough to where they are.
Also, out of curiosity, is the front dog that got shot and boomeranged? Is it the same dog actually?
No, it's not.
Alright, whatever. It's closest.
No, the dog that got shot though, super close to death. Like I think he has like 2 HP left.
Oh, okay, then I'm gonna. It doesn't matter because I know where they are, so I'm just gonna. I need to put targets, don't I?
Yeah. And sorry about the templates. I think I have it on there that only trusted players can put down templates. So next time you guys will be able to actually
Magic
do that.
missile 3.
Yay!
Pew.
Fuck it. Fuck the ground.
Fuck the ground.
No more
Fuck
dogs.
yo couch.
Yes.
So there's a problem. You have to be
Yes.
able to see them.
I don't. You let them shoot from all the way down there.
His boomerang can be done at a disadvantage. Magic missile specifically says you have to be able to see them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's part of the casting requirements.
Yeah,
Well, climbing was just movement. Why can't I cast while moving in the 6-second bit?
you would have to climb up there and then go find them to see them.
Am I not able to try to climb again?
No, you can try to climb again.
Alright. What the fuck?
Unfortunate as as you fall a second time. Same thing.
This is some bullshit.
Same thing
How come
happens
everyone
except for
else-
this
How come everyone else had inspiration?
because you haven't said anything funny.
That's bullshit. Fuck you. You want the funny shit. That's more offensive than anything that's happening right now.
Basically, everyone else sees Johanna in the corner going to grab, like, climb up this thing, fall down, and, like, expel magic missile to the sky.
Just go, shit, fuck.
I definitely hit something. It just doesn't.
I tell you,
God.
I
Your
tell,
magic missile hits
I
God.
tell you what, to make sure that it's not just useless, because it is 4 damage. Roll me a d20. If it breaks their DC, I'll say that it arcs down and hits 3 of them at random. Now I gotta go see what their fucking DC is.
I think it's 6.
Oh my.
It is not 6. It's an AC of 13 you hit.
Nice.
Hey.
You fall. Squirt out your magic missile. It just goes.
That's exactly what happens. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna apply your 4 damage to these guys. All right, anything else you'd like to do? So yeah, as you climb up, you throw out your magic missile, and your magic missile doesn't go towards them in a straight line like you've seen so many times before. Instead, it goes up into the sky, and like fucking Texans during the New Year's when they shoot their bullets up into the sky, it comes down in an arc, and it came down right on their head.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw, motherfucker. Would you like to do anything else? Bonus action cries. That's
all I had.
I feel your pain on that one.
Main action cry, bonus action cry, reaction cry, movement action cry.
All right, Pavoni.
Question.
Yeah.
Is lighting a torch an item interaction?
Yeah.
All right, Pavoni lights up.
Boom, like the big doobie he's got.
Bell looks at him.
I have to do everything around here. Pavoni takes flight.
Gives him the puppy dog eyes as he's flying away.
Come back.
Let's see, how do I measure and move at the same time?
So let's do your height first. How high up are you wanting to go?
How high is this cliff?
The one right in front of you is 5. The one beyond that's 10, so it's a 15 up.
15 up. How much can I get, Pythagoras? Give me 2 seconds.
What?
Yeah, we're just gonna go up and over, my friend.
Pythagoras doesn't exist in.
Yeah, a squared plus b squared equals shut the fuck up squared.
Well, I can fly 50 feet. So I'm trying to crest the cliff.
All right. So you're gonna you basically want to hit both of them right before, yeah? And just
so
like
you see where Jocasta and Z are. I'm just flying up there, not even needing to make the strength roll.
Yes, I 100% know how flight works. Let me read up on it real quick. Hold on, give me a second. Oh yeah, I should hold on. You actually have a measurement tool. Oh
yep.
Shit. Hold on. Why does it keep doing that? Give me a second. I'm gonna move you back real quick to right where you were, and I'll tell you what that distance is. It's 40 feet to right there.
All right, and I have 50 feet of flight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get as close as I can to the dogs using the light that I can see. So first bit of movement is to crest the cliff.
Yeah,
because that's where they said they were going.
Jesus. All right, we're gonna crest the cliff because of how this stupid wall works. We're gonna do about there. You can see the dogs. You're a little bit behind, but you can see the dogs. You see that 2 of them are on the ground dead, and the 2 front ones, give me a perception check on the 2 front ones.
Will do.
Do you see my boomerang?
9.
Ooh.
Pavoni is not paying attention to Bell.
He is not paying attention to Bell, and he also doesn't give a fuck. All right, Pavoni, do your deed.
Do I have any movement remaining?
You do not.
All right, that's what I thought. Let's see. Well, from here, my only options are crossbow, guiding bolt, or sacred flame.
Yo, get them finger guns. Shoot them bitches down.
Well, guiding bolt will burn my remaining spell slot, and I don't have channel divinity.
Oh,
Sacred flame. Sacred flame.
All right, sacred flame it is.
Light that bitch on fire.
Let it burn.
Ow! Minimum
See,
roll.
if all the dogs are dead, statistically, one of them has to have my boomerang in it.
As you squirt out that minimum roll, your guiding your sacred flame whips and whirls through the air, but the dog was able to and dodge. He got a 20, and you had a DC of 13.
Smart dog.
He took no damage as your bolt. As your flame torched the ground instead of his ass.
Yep, and Pavoni is just using feathers as a casting focus.
Mm-hmm. With that, the last two dogs that were alive blink once again away from you, heading deeper south. But
Pulverone, did you get it?
Pavoni just is. Are we free to move around?
oh yes, you are 100% free to move around. But however, with that, we are calling this a night.